All right, ladies and gents, please, this leadership, the leadership class is very different from all the other trainings and classes that we have. You must have your camera on because he needs to be able to see you so that any healing that needs to be done, you can't hide behind this camera. All right. I'm gonna put these cameras on now. You have been warned, okay? You heard me. So some days, okay.
Now let me say this.
Miss
Go
Sandra
ahead.
has already come on and told us that she's here, but she's not here because she's not really here yet, but she's here. So she can't turn her camera on, but she's here.
Thank you. No. Always stand up for your comrades. I got no problem with that. Let me say, if you send me a message and say, Antonio, I don't give a damn about life. I don't like you. And I don't like Ken. But I'm here. It is what it is. Don't push me. I won't be here. I respect that. You can keep your camera off, but you're going to send me that message though. You hear me? You're going to send me that message and I'm going to support you in your zipped upness. But I'm going to need that energy though. I'm going to need that confrontation. I'm going to need you including me in your you got me messed upness. Y'all ever had somebody that was offended by you for whatever reason? It doesn't matter, wrong or right.
Yep.
And then Katrina, they made sure you was included in their offense.
Yep.
They slamming dishes, forcing doors closed. Let me get something proper here. Yeah. That was
Just
my
to irritate you.
crooked split talk right there. They're slamming doors, and then they look at you, and they say things like, "Whatever, you all right? I'll be all right when you." I find it funny. That's them including you in their pistivity. What we want to do is also include people in our forgiveness and our prosperity. We are very quick, Antonio. Insert your name there. Insert your name there. Asia, you know when I do that, that means you, right there, you. But you know, I like saying Antonio. We are very quick, Antonio, to let people know, oh, you had me all the way bleeped up on 39th and Broadway.
Well, you're not naming streets.
39th and Broadway, 100 miles from me, you had me blanked up. You better not text me, Instagram, blocked with a T, blocked. That's BLOKT, blocked. So we want to include people in our harmony, our Christ-like behavior, and all sorts of stuff. You got me? No, hold on. Before you go, I'm giving you permission to throw 2 middle fingers at me in my program.
Oh, okay, no. I was just.
And when you throw 2 middle fingers at me in my program, I'm going to say, you know what, I love you so much. Them are some sexy middle fingers. Them nails look good, sir or ma'am. You just, I don't like me either, is what I'm going to tell you. I'm so glad you're here. That sound Christ-like to me.
It does. It does. It is.
You understand? Sound Christ-like to me. When you say Michael Jackson, Zacchaeus, stay in the tree. That's a reversal of, you understand? But if you just in your feelings, like a Drake song, cut your camera on. We're gonna talk them feelings out you. You understand? Yeah. Last time, more repetition, but this time stronger. I don't expect you to come here 40 Thursdays and be okay, or be okay with me, or like Ken in his face. I have no idea why I'm picking on Ken right now. I have no idea. I don't expect for you to do that. Sometimes all that damn positivity. They don't really feel like that. Who you ever feel like that? Am I the only one to be like, ain't nobody that goddamn positive, Antonio? Is that just me? Is that? Oh, okay, all right then. All right then. I just want to make sure. That I got the right party. And besides Grace, is anybody else that said that before? No. Okay. Thank you so much, Amanda. I appreciate you. To even feel Phil been positive since 1920.
As I said, I've said it and I've had it said about me. There ain't no way
Right,
she's that damn happy all the time.
All right. While I am a camera Nazi in this class, no disrespect to Germans, but while I am a camera Nazi, I also respect the fact that if you don't feel like showing up, but you still showed up, you look like God to me. That may not make much sense today, but wait 6 weeks until you really need to call on what I'm saying right now. Because sometimes your camera got to be off and you do need to multitask because it's all you can do from killing yourself. Amen. All right, keep it real now. We got to keep it real. Everything in this class is classified unless you say, I'm going to kill Phil tonight. Well, then I got to tell Phil. Yes, I got to tell Phil. Other than that, I think the rest of this, I'm going to kill myself. And then I got to stop and say, hey, wait a minute. Let's y'all talk amongst each other until I talk, Antonio off this damn ledge. You know what I'm saying? Outside of you killing somebody, like immediately, or killing yourself immediately. Suicidal thoughts, understandable. I got plans to act these suicidal thoughts out. Well, we might have to pause class for a little bit so me and you can have a word. Do you understand? But there's no way in hell that for 40 weeks you're going to show up here every Thursday happy.
Sure.
Somebody in this place is going to have a funeral that you didn't plan on having before the time is over. It's going to happen. I don't mean to speak it into us. That's right there. Trey, they say she's in that mood right now. Thank you. So come on, y'all clap for her for showing up. Right. Right. Let me tell you, while you in that mood, you still fine. You understand what I'm saying? You still fine. All right, there you go. Right. So, listen, sometimes, Sandra, sometime in the bad mood, you got to look in the mirror and be like, you sexy motor scooter, you. You don't let nobody, you look at your fine self. You're going to sit up here and worry about her opinion. Sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes it works. Today, we're talking about tolerance and patience. And my advice to you is go and grab your whatever you need to grab. This is the worst class so far. You can go get a Coke if you got one, because you're going to need one. Whatever takes you to nirvana, I'm going to need you to go get. Don't tell Susie you're going to get a Coke now. Well, anybody else going to hear it? Hey, I ain't going to tell nobody else. Don't tell nobody else. Go get you a Coke. So she'd have left the whole building. We're to go grab her a Coke. Go get whatever you need to get. Because this class is so bad that the tone is so gentle. There's no way I can give you this class and a rough tone. You can't handle both. You're going to jump out the plane. Whole class is over. 39 people going to say, Antonio, I don't like this class. You can't handle both. Tolerance and patience. That's what we talk about. Where's my belt and spoon? Now, here's the deal. Let me give you permission. I want to get all you say that every week. Yes. The classes get worse until they're going to progressively get worse till about week 28. After week 28, I'll ease up. Oh, you got 20 more weeks. I'll ease up. It's designed that way, though. What it is, it's designed as extreme therapy. Remember Fear Factor? Mm-hmm. And extreme courage. Yeah, this is Fear Factor of therapy. I'm throwing, I don't like spiders. Here's 1,000 spiders in your eardrum. That's what this class is. Okay, that's what this class. Somebody just listen. Angel's like, oh my God, I'm itching. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is. And the reason it is because I'm trying to throw you in the deep end, drown you, and then say, did you drown yet? And if you answer, I'm gonna drown you again. And then when you come up for air and I say, Phil, did you drown yet? I'm gonna drown you again.
He's baptizing people in the pool.
And then when you come up for air and you say, I don't like this, or I'm ready, Sarge, I'm gonna drown you again. As soon as you don't come up for air, I'm gonna pick you up. We're gonna do CPR. And then I'm gonna say, okay.
That sounds close to waterboarding.
It's not just waterboarding. That's what they did in special operations.
They just changed the name. I got you.
Yeah. I need you to get, until I died, I couldn't prove myself loyal to my unit.
The attitude adjuster.
It's just attitude adjusting. I have no idea what special operations is like. Special forces. No, nobody in here knows what I'm talking about. You have to go through this. This nobody, no offense to anybody, no offense to any veteran. That's not my intent. There is a difference. Tyrell still can't get in touch with folk on my behalf because of what I did for the military. He got to get back channels and stuff, man. Until you die, Phil looks and says, nah, you ain't loyal yet. Because if you're not willing to die for you, you can't trust you. You see what I did? I shifted it that quick. The goal is not for you to die for me, Katrina. The goal is for you to drown for yourself. See, I know I'll drown for me. That's why I trust me in hard decisions. I said something there, Talisha. Okay, I said something there. I trust me when I'm getting ready to lose my whole house in 24 hours. I trust me come through. Because I'm like them Hebrew boys. I'm not bowing down. I'm fit to fix myself. And if not, I'll still be good. I trust me to drown for me.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
That's what the first 28 weeks of this class is tough for. The truth is,
I don't trust me.
Okay, say it out loud, Grace. Come on with this. Come on.
I don't trust me. I got 24 hours to save my house. I don't trust me. I trust him. I don't trust me.
Is there another? Is it? Let me stand up and get these church hands. Is there one? That want to come
Yes,
down?
sir.
Okay. All right. Who else don't trust you? You got 24 hours to save your house. Who else don't? Okay, we got Deanna. We got Damali. Come on now. All right, we got Talisha. We got Trey Nays. Got Frida. We got half the call now. Tyrell.
Yep.
I'm trying to. Prophet Jerry, Yolanda. Okay, that's it. We got all the call there. Adonia. We got all the call. Adonia got to leave at 7. 7 San Francisco time.
No, 5 San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
I'll pop back in, but I have a meeting. I will. I'll do my best to pop back in. Sorry.
That's okay. This, you know what? Don't get musty. We'll call it even. We'll call it even. Just don't smell like a double Whopper with extra onions. And in your meeting, you stay pH balanced for a woman, strong enough for a man. That's what you do. And we'll call it even. We'll call it even. So can y'all see what I mean? That until you drown for you, you can't trust you. The first 28 weeks is to make sure you drown for you. And that's tough. It is. It's tough. It's tough. It's not that I'm being mean or something. I am being mean, but it's a design mean. Tolerance and patience. Trainace, I'm a start. Oh, really? Okay. Well, I'm back. Okay, fair enough. Somebody just sent me a private message and just said I'm struggling to be here, but I'm here. Y'all clap for them. Come on. Y'all clap for me.
Woo! Mm-hmm.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Showing up for you is a good thing. Showing up for all of us together that we make this circle stronger. Ain't nothing like having a good chain that's unbreakable.
All
Just
right.
saying.
A man also messaged me, said, I know there's 4 women on the call, and 4 men on the call, the rest women. That just show you men ain't willing to grow.
Oh.
That's about right. That's about right. Men aren't willing to grow, not because we're not willing to grow, because we don't have an opportunity to grow.
Facts. Facts.
Don't you cry, kid. Get up. He heard that at 1.5. Not this version of kid.
Right.
I can barely walk, kid. Get up, Phil. Don't cry. That happened as an infant. So we're not allowed the room to grow. First statement. Conversation on y'all. God bless you. I would say, is patience good? Is tolerance good? But I'm not even going to set y'all up that way. I'm not going to set you up that way. It's a subtle difference, but they have vastly different outcomes. They that wait upon the Lord. Finish it for me, Grace. Mouthful of food, don't matter. Finish it for me.
Shall renew their strength. They shall
Mount up.
with wings as eagles. They will walk and be weary. They shall run and not faint. Or the other way around.
Say it in English.
she said it in Oreo cakester.
Okay.
Yeah, mouthful of Oreo cakesters. Does it say they that are tolerant in the Lord? I waited tolerantly on the Lord. He renewed my strength. Is that no? I waited patiently on the Lord. Is that
Do they say that something like wait a minute?
Yeah, no. That's in there. Hold on. Let me wrench around and wrench it off real quick. There it is. 41. Super popular verse. Can only be read. Is Jerome here? Because he know damn well I can't read this outside of King James now.
He's here.
All right, now I can't read this outside of King James. I waited tolerantly. No, that's a whole different meaning, Sandra. I waited patiently upon the Lord. He inclined unto me, heard my cry. Verse 3 is your shouting verse, but we're not gonna turn it to verse 3 takes us away from this call.
Okay.
I'm offended in myself, Phil, that I didn't read verse 3 out loud, but it's not relevant for this topic. You're gonna shout later. It says, and he had put a new song in my mouth, even praise unto my God. Many shall see it and fear and shall trust in the Lord. But that ain't got nothing to do with this call, Jamal. That's a different call. 28 weeks from now. Patience and tolerance are vastly different words. With patience, write this down, you'll eventually reach your goal. There's a different word that Napoleon Hill uses for patience. It's a different P word. It's like chapter 2. It's after burning desire. Phil knows what it is. Persistence. Persistence and patience are husband and wife. To say otherwise is to not say anything at all. Write this down. With patience, you will eventually reach your goal. Tolerance, however, will only serve to keep you stuck in what you are allowing. There I go, Yolanda. Patience, I got you. Okay, see, Dad already ready. Patience is allowing others Time to rise to the challenge. Tolerance is accepting the mediocrity other people hand to you.
Can you repeat the one for tolerance again?
I'll
Yes.
repeat it, but let me hood it up and then I'll repeat it. Tolerance is my husband giving me this BS and I'm done with it. I'm not about to keep letting him bring the Smith clan down with his mediocrity. Patience is my husband don't get it completely, but I sure enough know he will. Now let me repeat what I said. Patience is patience is you allowing others to rise to the challenge. Right. See, Susan had patience with Phil. Nah, as an entrepreneur, it was some water that got cut off days. See, just not to say it was some water that got cut off, baby. But just trust on me. That's patience. Yeah. Tolerance is 2022. Water still getting cut off. Ain't nothing changed since 1981. Because Phil say he want to be healthy, but snuck that cheeseburger for the 1,000th time this year. 180 days this year, 1,000 cheeseburgers. All right, let me repeat it for patience is allowing others to rise to the challenge. Tolerance is accepting whatever mediocrity they give you. Deanna, you come in here and put your weight on it. Come on. I ain't even had to ask it. I was going to ask a question. I ain't even had to ask it. Go ahead.
Well, you answered my first question, because my first question was, how do you know the difference between patience and tolerance? So I got that part.
Stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Write down to yourself what you was going to say, okay? Write down to yourself what you was going to say. Don't forget it. Don't talk yourself out of it.
It's in the chat.
Okay, it's in the chat. You hear it?
I see it. Oh, did you hear it?
No, hold on. I got you. Y'all ready? Whoever you being patient with, whatever you being patient about, is it working out for you? Oh, wait a minute now. Hold on. Is it working out for you? Has the harvest showed up? Wait a minute now. I got 7 minutes for a dog. You got to go. So I got to walk real hard. She was patient with her credit. Worked out, didn't it? So if I don't see no fruit, and fruit time has passed, not your fruit time, but God's fruit time. Is this? Can you see? Am I when I plant a water seed into the ground, aren't she a watermelon seed? It's so black of me. But when I turn so stereotypically black of me, when I put a watermelon seed into the ground, aren't she? Am I tolerant over that seed, or patient is coming out the ground?
You patient.
Exactly, because I know the harvest shall come. Tolerance has no harvest, only headaches. I put my weight on that one, Jerome. I put my weight on that one. Tolerance has no harvest, headaches only. And I listen. I know for my grandmother, my body. This lady, I know y'all don't know I got tattoos, but I got a body full of tattoos. This lady right here, adopted me. Well, they're like, oh my God, I didn't know you had tattoos. I got a body full of tattoos. This lady right here, you see her? That's a Jerry curl and the big nose. No, the Temple family got big noses. I'm telling you, we got big nose. My nose is as wide as the Nile River. You understand? I just breathe up all the air this month. My nose is big, all right? My nose is big. This is track nose. Y'all be dying. I'm breathing up all the air doing track. My muscles is good. Get all the blood, all the nutrients in my blood.
So it's my cocaine.
You mean you don't want a Michael Jackson nose?
No, I'm good. I'm good. No, I'm good. That kind of nose fall off. I'm good to go. It's too far? Too soon? How long he gotta be dead before I make that joke? Oh, okay. All right. I'm just saying, how long?
Oh, Jesus.
Let me know. Let me know. Tolerance. My grandmother was married. My grandmother, look, my grandmother was married to my cool Phil. My grandpa was cool. I mean, my grandpa drove his car
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
like this.
No, he didn't.
That's that Cadillac drive.
I mean, and Phil, when it rained, he went outside and he wiped that damn car down with one of them towels. And I mean,
Detroit lean. That's the
Detroit
lean.
The chamois.
And he had them long brown fingernails that curved. You know what I'm talking about? And he smelled like Newport, menthol.
Oh, Lord.
You know, I'm telling you, he did this here. And he was terrible to my grandmother. And nobody knew. Well, at least maybe the kids knew, not the grandkids. Nobody knew. And all of a sudden, after 29 years of marriage, she divorced him. And as soon as she divorced him, his whole life fell apart. He moved out. He died like 2 years later. She was holding that whole thing together. He had so many outside children. He was abusive. I didn't know. Okay. I had no idea he was beating my grandmother. Had no idea.
Wow.
Never knew. That's something we found out at the funeral home. Like we found you. Y'all know what I'm talking about, huh? You find a lot of stuff out at the funeral, don't you? We found out a whole lot. Yeah, when it was 3 women trying to sit on the front row. I'm just trying to make it make sense to you. Because she was tolerant.
Yeah. Wow.
I know folk, 29 years. Lorraine Temple Smith. That's her right here. 29 years. Never got a good harvest from a man who gave her 7 children. When you're in a relationship and all you can say is, at least I got my kids, you're being tolerant.
Watch yourself.
Help me, somebody. Go ahead,
Had
Yana.
to say that, didn't you? Had to say that, because gosh darn it.
Go ahead and finish, Deanna. I done messed up your whole comment. I'm gonna read the statement again for you, so you can look at. I'm read the statement again for anybody who just logged it. You remember it?
Yeah.
Well, go ahead then, run it.
Okay, so you answered the first question.
You say it anyway.
Okay, my first question was, what was the difference between tolerance and patience? And you answered that question very well, by the way. So my next question was, how do you live in patience and not shift into tolerance?
It's a good question. Before I answer, is there an answer in the audience? How do you live with
I might not have the answer, but I had an answer when I was in it.
Talk to me then. Because
I
ain't nobody
was-
got the answers.
Yeah, I was living in patience. Oh, I know where he's coming from and all that kind of stuff. You know, let me help this. Remember I said about the healing and stuff? He had to do that on his part. Whatever that person is doing is not a reflection of you. Sometimes you have to focus on what you're doing. You know, that's what I had to learn. I was patient and it went to tolerance. And then it started eating at me until I had to make a decision like, okay, I'm gonna help grow this Or am I going to be in the areas that help me get the resource to learn how to perfect this better? Or are we going to do this to make this thing work better? And when I found out that person wasn't trying to try with me, I had to chunk the deuces.
That sounds like a good answer to me.
I was gonna say that was a really good answer.
I think so too.
I
I was gonna say something, but that was like epic. No, I was just thinking that the way that you really look at it is, if you are tolerant of it, if you are it, and you understand, you finally understanding it, so it doesn't affect you in a negative way, the way that it does. When you're in the patient, then you now have a problem with whatever it is because it's not happening fast enough or it's not doing something. So if you take the things off of your desires off of it and allow that person or whatever the situation is to just be and then exist, that's the tolerance of it. And then I guess it'll come around. And trust me, I don't know what I'm talking about, because if it take too damn long, I'm gonna ask you to say something.
Uh-oh, he's stuck, y'all.
Oh, cripes.
I know. I thought I broke down or something. I thought my thing broke. I thought y'all was going. So y'all all right
No,
here?
you're good, Adrian. I can hear you just fine. They've disappeared.
We're back. We're back. It's
All right.
Antonio just told us it's a
No,
it's a, yeah.
the one that pointed it out.
Okay.
Every day.
You're correct.
At
7 o'clock.
It's yes.
This stuff frees up
Yeah.
down
It
here.
it does.
Yeah, every day at 7 p.m. this router refresh or something. It's insane. You know what? So we know
It's like that out here too, Antonio.
That's every day.
At a certain time, the Wi-Fi goes down and it'll come it'll root back, it'll come back on.
That's the devil.
Switch over.
Agent, we heard every word you said, though. Yeah. We heard every word you said. We heard every word you said, and I have a gentle in agreement, gentle response to that. I got some stuff in the comments. Good. No, that's what we talking about. I got some stuff in the comments. I want to bring up Tempest. She's on, but I was going to do it anyway. And I want to bring up. I'm probably going to offend a whole lot of people, but it is what it is. Tempest is so good to me that she was, and has always been a wife to me, to the point where they had a whole intervention. Was that too much personal business? Is that not?
I was just looking
Whole intervention to where they wanted me to tolerate one relationship and not prosper in a relationship with Tempest. Tempest, did I misspeak? Did I add something on it? Is that? No, it's okay. Now you said not say that because I don't want nobody to think I be putting, I'm not adding to the Bible. Go ahead.
No, that's true.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hear me well. Folk could look at you and be like, Ken, you know you the strongest. No. That's your mama.
Yep.
Talisha, you only got one mama. Now, come on now. Hold on.
I heard that before.
All right, then. Folk will guilt you into being tolerant instead of support you being prosperous.
Come on. Watch yourself, sir.
So that's the reason why I'm the delusional crazy one in my family.
You understand? Trey think she all that. That's what they say. That's what they say. And then look, as soon as they lose that argument, you remember in 1997 when she was, and she was with that, and she was on them, and she was drinking and on that and all that stuff, and she had borrowed $20 from me. When, girl, 12 years ago. If you don't let that go, if you don't let that go, folk will. It's folk right now. Can't wait to keep Sandra in her path. You know she was on drugs, huh?
Listen.
She done preached a whole sermon, 3,000 people saved. You know she was on drugs though, right? Don't fool me now. You just, come
Roll
on
a
now, I'm not
bud,
making this up.
roll a bud this long as a table.
Hey,
Yes,
Antonio,
Yes, sir.
patience look good on me with, it look colorful, it's bright, it's dripping. Tolerance is when I'm getting ready to take off my cufflinks and it's on.
That's exact. No, that's let's talk about it.
Okay.
Let's talk about it. Patience was Jesus walking to the temple. Y'all see that fig tree? It looked good. Got to it. Oh man, curse this fig tree. That's Mark 11.
Yeah.
Mark 12. All these tables got me messed up in this joint. Flip. That's Tipp's favorite scripture in the whole Bible, right?
Flip it.
Tolerance is y'all messing with my father's house. Patience is, you know what? Ain't no stone gonna survive by the time I walk off this place. There's a huge difference between patience and tolerance. And let me tell you, here's the point that we're gonna build on for the rest of the night. Tolerance gets you the exact opposite of what you are attempting to attract. Somebody need to hear that. Tolerance gets you the exact opposite of what you're attempting to attract. And most of you are tolerant because it takes offending people to get what you want. To be inside the will of God is to be outside the will of people.
That's what me and Arcia was talking about.
That was
So,
somebody
yo,
Crazy.
talk to me, Renee. Talk to me. Talk to me, Renee.
I said this morning on Crazy Weird News, I said, when you say yes to your dreams, you're going to get on some people's nerves because they want to keep you in one place. And the fact that you're like, well, I'm gonna do this, that means you automatically are going to piss off some people. But you know what? It is what it is, because I would rather disappoint you and go for my dreams than to say, oh, okay, I'm gonna stay over here, and then I'll lose out on what I'm supposed to be doing. I would have never have been here if I didn't piss some people off by moving from where people thought Renee was supposed to be. You got a good job, Renee. You got state benefits, Renee. You got a nice apartment. You got a car. I go to my church. I would have still been bound if I would have stayed. I'm freer now than I was then. I haven't made it all the way where I want to be, but I'm daggone on the right track.
Y'all clap for her, please. Let me muddy these waters. Ken. Hold on real quick, Prophet J. You coming right after this, because I'm fit to attack Ken as a pastor. So I'm gonna attack you as a prophet. I'm a attack Queen Chi as an apostle. All you church folk with these titles, not Katrina. You can't be single and serve the Lord.
Watch yourself.
So y'all gonna act like we don't live on the same planet, huh? Adrian,
You ain't lying.
You
gotta
shacking up,
wear a
Adrian.
fake ring in order to be in the church house. I already know they lying.
We refuse to allow somebody to be patient and peaceful in their singleness and rush them to burn in a toxic relationship.
Come on.
And we use scripture to do it. It's better to marry than to burn, AJ.
Okay.
Marry the wrong person, you will get burned.
Am I the only person who ever heard that before? It's better to marry than to burn.
Oh, no, you're not alone.
Workers of the Lord stay single for 72 hours.
What? That, and God forbid you do marry the wrong one, and you better damn well not get divorced.
Oh yeah, you get divorced. Well, if you're a man and you get divorced, you can get your church back. If you're a woman and you get divorced, well, you just going to hell. Now, of course, these are blanket.
All of that was my life.
These are blanket statements. All these are unfair blanket statements, but I'm trying to get you to see something. For Phil, you know, let me not use. I don't want to use Phil. I want to use Susan, because Susan would have got more flack than Phil, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but Phil. There's a lot of reasons here. Phil got the vote before Susan, number one. And that's actually in like real life. Like they were alive when that happened. Oh, thank you. They were alive when that happened. I forget when women suffered like 60s or something. I forget when it is, but Phil was alive when all that happened. You understand? He was alive. But Phil was the provider. So the provider could do what the hell he wanted to do. Susan has one job. Susan's name is Adrian. Susan's name is Trey Nace. Susan's name is Tempest. Susan's name is Deanna, Tracy, everybody. If you got ovaries, your name is Susan. Period. And Susan had one job. Pick a good man. And here come Cadillac, Detroit lean and feel. Entrepreneur. That don't make no sense. I'm gonna keep telling y'all how much that don't make sense in the 80s. He might as well be a communist in the 80s was one hell of a time, y'all. Yeah, just go watch 80s movies and see how we are scared of commies, and Eddie Murphy runs the whole decade. Eddie Murphy runs the whole decade, and we scared of commies. All right, that's pretty much. And then the to be sexy, you need to have your chest and a lean body. You didn't need muscles. Man, you didn't need muscles in the 80s. And Slimer was a real family member, and Alf, and Mork and Mindy. All right, Robin Givens and Tony Robbins and Eddie Murphy ran the 80s. All right, ran the 80s. Susan had to offend people to pick Phil. And by people, I mean family. I mean no disrespect by this. I'm just trying to highlight that in order for Susan to be happy on their 41st anniversary a month ago, you understand? They had to offend some, they had to break some eggs. To be inside the will of God, Katrina, means to be outside the will of people. The moment you start investing your income, Talisha, and say, I don't have no money. The moment Jerome say, you know what, I'm going to take care of me. Everybody who think Jerome's supposed to take care of them is going to be offended. He taking care of himself. Any providers out there know what I'm talking about? To be tolerant is a death sentence. Let me say this for the open back up for discussion, and I want to hear from Phil Sorrentino, because he unmuted his mic earlier, and Deanna reminded me. It's death sentence. To tolerate something means I don't like this, but I will endure it. What you allow continues. Phil, please.
To quote you, I may throw a wrench in this. In the Power versus Force book, they list 400 words. One word represents a power, and the other word represents force. So for patience, which is power, avid is force. I think it's interesting.
Yeah. But
tolerant gets even more interesting. Tolerant is on the positive side. It's on the power side. Guess what the force side is?
What's that?
Prejudice.
It is very interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
It is very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should chase that rabbit trail, shouldn't we, Phil? We should chase that. Let's chase it. Everybody put on your rabbit feet. Let's chase it. Now, of course, this is a semantical issue. And of course, Power versus Force is one of the greatest books of all time. Bible, 6 other books after that, 4 other books after that, and then Power versus Force. Somewhere in your top 15, as far as I'm concerned. Somewhere in your top 15, you need to have this book. Let's chase this rabbit trail. Prejudice and tolerance. Are there similarities? Let's go.
You said
Prejudice
and
tolerance. Let's define y'all don't define prejudice. Wait a minute. You don't define prejudice. Let Google define prejudice. And then we'll see if these two have similarities. Grace, please.
Prejudice. Preconceived opinion that is not based on reason or actual experience. Read the other.
I need you to read the verb.
Give rise to prejudice in someone, make bias. Cause harm to.
Okay, repeat for people who don't have reading comprehension skills.
Prejudice, that's a verb. Give rise to prejudice in someone, make biased.
And as a noun?
As a noun, preconceived opinion that is not based on reason or actual experience.
My question to you, chasing this rabbit trail, I love the wrench that Phil threw. I like all wrenches and wenches. No, too okay. That's too bad. I'm sorry. That's my Lucy talk. That's my Lucy talk. Don't worry about it. Yeah, don't worry about my Aunt Lucy. My Aunt Lucy will leave church, smoke weed. This is a lady who adopted me. She'll leave church, smoke weed, get her top of her shoebox, roll her weed, talk to Phil. You need to listen to my nephew. Roll her weed and give Phil an hour lecture on how he not listening to me while actively listening to me. And then say, nah, come eat. And then stand right here on this camera and say, my nephew right. My Aunt Lucy crazy. See, they know it. They thought all my stories about my Aunt Lucy was lies. The Tempest, Deanna, and Grace, until they met my Aunt Lucy. They all facts, and she corroborated every last one of my stories.
That sounds like a movie.
Oh yeah, she out of line. She and I act just like her. I act just like her. If you, what's your Aunt Lucy act like? Antonio, because I got it from her. Honestly. To be tolerant is at home. Let me share the screen again. I want to deal with this part right here. I'm not right. I'm not wrong. Not based in reason or actual experience. I want to take out the actual experience part. I want to put just this part right here. The experience, we can blow that out the water. Tolerance definitely comes from experience. But this, I want to debate about this because Phil has a strong point. I want to chase this rabbit trail because rabbit trails are good for us. Tempest and everybody listening. Is your tolerance based on a preconceived opinion or notion? And write this down, Grace. Is your tolerance based on a preconceived notion or experience? And number 2, is your tolerance based on actual reasoning? Those are 2 rabbit trails I want to chase. Is your tolerance based on actual reason with second and preconceived notion, or let's say preconceived notion, because I was making it up as I go. But I heard it as Phil was talking. When Phil said on the positive side and prejudice, I was like, oh, I know what prejudice means. Prejudice is not racism. Prejudice has nothing to do with race. Prejudice is, I like cheese. How many of you had Susan say, well, you know what? If you get your super greens, you went, hell no, I'm not doing that, Susan. That was a prejudice. Do you understand?
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
That was a prejudice. As soon as you went, I don't care what y'all eat. Susan, we're not eating that over here. Where's the meat? That's a prejudice. You understand what I'm saying? That's a prejudice. Prejudice is something that you have a wall against. How many of you believe Bible only? Come on, help me out now. All right, let me take only. All right, thank you so much. Let me get everybody else proper, Jerry. How many of you believe a Bible-based church is a good church? Go ahead. There you go. I got more people with that one. That's a prejudice.
Well, yeah, that's a good. Yeah.
That's a prejudice. That's a prejudice. I didn't say it's a bad prejudice. If Adrian meet me in person, I'm going to open the door open for Adrian. That's my prejudice. She is a queen. Don't you touch this damn door. I got it. I'm open this door. You understand?
Isn't it a preference?
Well, preference, prejudice, it is a preference. I could deal with preference way more than I could deal with prejudice. For sure. I could deal with that. Got no problem with that. Without a doubt, some prejudices work. I'm prejudiced towards losing this damn stomach. Which actually fits more in line with Phil. I have a preference to lose this stomach, right? It fits more in line with Phil. But you get it. Is Queen Chi what you've been tolerant for, or whatever you want to say? Is that based on a preconceived notion? Queen Chi, then Phil. There's no right or wrong.
Volunteering for any of this. I have been moving back and forth between this land of tolerance and patience on a daily basis.
Perfect.
What I find, I don't even remember your question, so I'm gonna just go. What I've been finding is going back to this whole gratitude part. When I look from the perspective of gratitude and that these, this person or people, are their own person, they have their own way of thoughts or whatever, and just honoring them as a person, as a human being, and reflecting on the wonderful things that they do, then I am in the land of patience. When I get outside of that focus and I'm like, I'm frustrated, you just listen. What you not gonna do is, okay, then I am in the land of tolerance because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just, I'm like, with Debo gone, I'm gonna be quiet when he right here, but when he gone, I'm gonna talk again, right? Type of situation. And I'm like, okay.
Most of my white folk didn't get that, but that's okay. Keep going. Keep going. It's a classic hood movie. It's all right.
In my mind, I'm like, I'm plotting and I'm scheming. You just wait. I'm gonna show you, right, in this land of tolerance. So
fair enough.
The tolerance is not really serving anybody, but the patience is what I'm finding in my experience.
Okay, fair enough. Phil, then Tracy, and I don't know, before Phil goes, I'm gonna need somebody to say, patience got me messed up too, Antonio. God taking too damn. Where's Law and Tempest when I need them? All right. I need because I can count on Law and Tempest agent always keep it real. All right, go ahead, Phil.
Well, prejudice comes out of the root word prejudge.
Yep.
And in my programs, I'll tell people, get out of the judgment business. I am not wise enough. I'm not experienced enough. I'm not knowledgeable enough to judge you on anything. Now I'll observe and give you my opinion, but I'll never judge you.
Amen.
Judgment is up to a source much greater. That's why even in our court system, to judge somebody, we need 12 people to agree to judge him. I mean, that's how tough judging is. The Indians said, walk a moon in their moccasin. The moon is 28 days. So before you give somebody your opinion, be tolerant and walk a moon in their moccasins. And therefore you may have a better understanding of what's happening at that particular point.
There's so much wisdom in what you said there.
I gotta give him that. I'm sorry. That was put that out there. That was beautiful.
Yeah, I put 4 things he said in my memory. I'm gonna weave them in there strategically. There's 4 things. I'm gonna weave it right after Tracy, but let me just say this one thing that's in agreement to Phil. We take less effort to bury you than we do to judge you. 12 to judge, 6 to carry. I never thought about that till Phil just said it. There's a lot of wisdom in that. There's a lot of wisdom in that. And it is. And it's a lot there. That's a whole book. If any one of you want to write it. Whole book. I'd rather bury you than judge you. There's your title. Quote Phil Sorrentino. Because that's basically what we say as a people. I'd rather bury you. It takes more energy to judge you than it does to bury you. That's tough. I never thought about that until just now. Go ahead, quick comment, then Tracy.
Quick comment. It's kind of funny though, but in the
Keep
philosophical
your comment. Hold on, because I don't mute yourself.
Okay.
Because I never want y'all to give a quick comment. That's my apology. I mean, give a quick comment, put a pin in the rest of it, and come back after Damali. That's all I mean. Y'all can talk as long as you want, but I know Tracy on fire. That's all.
In that philosophical song, Shake Them Haters Off, the guy ended the song that said, I'd rather be judged by 12 than to be hated by 6. It was,
It's a good song, by the way. It's a good song. Come on, Tracy.
Well, I was thinking about your question. You said, is your tolerance based on a preconceived notion or previous experience? And I was thinking, true, we tolerate people and we tolerate situations based on what we think should be happening based upon our previous experiences. So, like, for instance, when we're in relationships, we tolerate people or we actually stop tolerating people based upon what we think they should be doing by a certain time or where we think they should be, but based on what we think they should do from our previous experience that we've been through. So prejudice and tolerance do pretty much, they go hand in hand.
I have no choice but to agree with you because all of us are right. But this rabbit trail that Phil introduced is worth running. It's worth running. Tracy, not just submitting to what you said, but you got all good points in what you said. All good points in what you said. I mean, we can do a keynote on this joint. You can just cut it off, Grace. It's enough light. Let me see. Oh yeah, I'm still chocolate. I'm not Humvee tire black.
That's all that.
You know what I'm saying? It gotta be, still. They trying to this little lamp keep your little umbrella on that light keep going on. I mean, dark skinned folk. When y'all take a selfie with us, we be like, "Oh, give me your camera," because we want to make sure. We want to make sure we don't look like the back of this phone in your little picture. You put the
Gotta make
angle
sure
us
that light's
well.
right.
Yeah, angle us a little well. Now we don't look like that. We don't look like that. That's one of y'all little cartoons. We don't look like that. Before I get to, I think it was Damali next. Just want to say this to throw another wrench, Phil threw a wrench, and I threw 6 wrenches after it. Like I don't want you to have an answer. I want you to struggle and to come up with your own answer. Yeah. Only when you have your own foundation can you stand. You can't stand on my foundation. My foundation don't serve you. All y'all trying to stand on Christ's foundation. For what? You need to stand on. That ain't the Bible. The Bible says,
watch yourself, watch yourself.
The Bible don't say stand on Christ's foundation. Let me play with you, Christian. Your song, all them songs is wrong. The Bible says, have your foundation, Paul, come here, please, through Christ. All right, little Jerome was like, okay, you made it better. You made it better. Through Christ. God don't want you to be no robot. I want you acting like, me. I want you to be holy like me, not acting like me. When you are holy like me, you'll act like me.
Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith.
Come on, man.
Now, between your internet and my internet,
I don't know how long I'm gonna be on here because mine keep cutting off too. Okay. But based on what Phil had said earlier, and based on me catching pieces of it, I need to throw this in there too. Okay.
Throw it in there, babe. Throw it in there while your internet working.
And this is about prejudice. This isn't about tolerance. It's about prejudice.
Fair enough.
Okay. I believe that all of us, for the most part, use prejudice. It's human nature. Okay.
Can't live without it.
So when I meet you for the first time, Mr. Smith, okay, and I met you for the first time.
Yep.
I immediately started trying to size you up.
Of course. It keeps you safe.
And I couldn't size you up initially. But there's a principle that I use that seems to always work for me, and it worked for me for you. Okay. Whatever I perceive within myself to say who you are, what you're not, instead of me acting on that alone, I give you the opportunity to live up or live down to my assessment. You're going to determine whether my judgment or my prejudice of you was accurate or not. You, not me. And for me, that works. It really, really works for me. But a lot of times we will prejudge folks or have a concept of somebody, and then we treat them based on that instead of giving the individual the opportunity to live up or live down to our assessment. Because just like you said, I don't know everything. I'm not the smartest person in the world. I could be wrong in my assessment. I just needed to throw that out there.
No, that's wisdom, Jerome. That's wisdom. Damali, get ready. Get ready. I'm coming to you in 2 minutes, Damali. 2 minutes or less. That's wisdom. That's wisdom because Jerome is saying, I'm not judging your fruit, but you can't stop me from observing your fruits.
Right.
I do that all the time.
I'm just a fruit inspector. Tyrell say he do that all the time. Tell me about it, Tyrell.
You know, I just say it differently. I always say, I don't pay attention to people's words. I pay attention to their actions.
You looking
at
my fruit.
Words.
Yeah, you're looking at my fruit.
Yeah,
looking at my fruit.
Yeah, because I don't need no wolf cookies. Because too many people give wolf cookies.
You understand? Oh my God, Phil is so nice. And then you talk to Phil, and Phil say, "Forget you, Grace. I hate you so much." Well, I got to judge Phil by his damn fruit, don't I? It's just what it is. And Phil tells a story. It's like, well, baby, that's what I call my little girl. So I don't know what he called this little girl, term of infection. He said, "Have you ever heard me talk about anybody?" Oh, yeah. Look, baby, yeah. I hear you. I know somebody you trust said this, but can we just examine my fruit for a moment?
That is exactly what he's doing.
And that's what Jerome is saying. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And actually, that prejudice is, here's the deal. The reason I wanted to chase that rabbit trail, because prejudices keep us safe.
You know what, Antonio, also too, as we doing it, I also found like with my kids at an early age, I would have them to do that to me in reverse. So I know what I need to do better or be better.
Prejudices keep us safe. If I come to you with my gun out, aimed at you, you will have a prejudice.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna need you to use that. But prejudices without moderation do not keep us safe. That's why I wanted to chase that rabbit trail. Because I believe, let me say this, the first thing I said is a semantic issue. They're talking, this is what I believe, because I read the book. We're talking with moderation. Now, that's the assumption here. The assumption here is not prejudice unchecked. But they're not saying someone who not racist but don't like black people is on the positive side of force versus power, or power versus force. You know what I'm saying? You just got to process this information. Like some of these things, sometimes we use words that we just assume that you understand our argument within them.
Yeah.
That's why I want to chase a rabbit trail. Go ahead, Damali. Oh, there you go. All right, so you on the screen.
Oh, I'm good. Queen
No,
Chi.
no. Say it anyway. Say it anyway. Say it anyway.
No, it was answering the question about intolerance and it being birthed about preconceived notions. And I was gonna say that I'm in the same boat as Queen Chi. I go between patience and tolerance, you know. And I noticed that the question made me really sit and reflect that when I am in tolerance, it's like, yeah, you know, well, you should have been doing this and you didn't, but whatever. So I'm just gonna, you know, do what I need to do.
Let me tell you
But,
something.
you know,
When any woman say but whatever, it ain't good. It's
I'm
not
gonna,
good.
you know, I'm gonna do my cooking and my cleaning. I'm gonna just shut up, whatever. That's not, you know. But when I'm in patience, it's like, you know, we're both growing. You know, I know where that came from, and I understand where that came from. I'm good. Get over your ego. You know.
No, fair enough. Fair enough. Now,
You
there's
know,
some very
for your triggers. You know, like so I have to do that. So, but yeah, I go up and down between those things.
Uh-oh, she didn't introduce two new things to the conversation. We
But-
ain't talked about triggers yet. I just wrote it down so I can chase that rabbit trail too,
Yeah.
Jerome.
So, and then the other thing with what Trinae said is, you know, and all that upsetness is based on, you know, my preconceived expectation and judgment that you should have been doing something or you should not have reacted like this, or, you know, my judgment of an action.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. And yeah, and just so we're clear, Jamali introduced three new things to the conversation. I'm going to deal with the very last one she just introduced. If you ask a young Black child, which is the pretty doll, by 18 months, they will 85% of the time point to the
white.
lighter skinned doll.
Yeah, there's two different videos on that.
Oh yeah, and then there's a whole Harvard study and all sorts of
Yeah.
stuff. And I don't mean to bring race in this, but I mean to bring it, because that's not a racist thing. That's a prejudice thing. But how can that child be prejudiced? Right. You're living, swimming, breathing prejudice. And it's becoming
I thought you was going to say between a poodle and a pit bull, and they would choose the poodle, but I was totally off. Okay,
you was way off, but I do it. But that just shows me kind of me and you dated, because you was like, a pit bull, you know. That just showed me you was out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Your men had black and dark skin, tattoos, and muscles. You know what I'm saying? Leroy was your man. You know. That's what that tell me, you know.
whole little thing and still cried.
Yeah,
Made
still
him
cry. Still cry with all the muscles, you know, all the muscles. Get ready. Yolanda. No, Yolanda's next. Deanna's keeping me a whole running tab. A whole running tab. Get ready, Yolanda. Give me 2 minutes. Damali introduced something that is triggers. I don't want to introduce it. Well, I don't want to get on it yet, but I do want to say this, and then I'm going to run as fast as possible. Where's Yolanda? You ready, Yolanda? I'll mute your mic real quick so I can hear you, because I got to run as soon as I throw this rock. All right, you just stay unmuted. We want to hear the whole road, the whole highway, because I got to say this and run. We're not responsible for y'all triggers. You are. Okay, go ahead, Yolanda. Come save me.
I don't know if I can say because I said, what the heck did you just say? What? I don't know.
Trigger is full of prejudice.
Yeah. Yes.
Go ahead, Yolanda. I don't want to mess up your conversation.
Okay. It's bothering me because and now because you put that on there, it's bothering me even freaking more. But I'm dead serious. Like, I'm literally trying to hold it together right now. The fact of the matter with patience and tolerance bothers me. It lets me know with everything that's being said that I have literally tolerated life and not have had patience. When people say you are patient, oh, you're so patient. I'm now looking, it's like the wool has been pulled over my eyes. And now I see everything as I've been tolerant. And the reason why is because just like with being Christ-like and going through, you know, the Bible and stuff like that, and say, I've got to be Christ-like, I've got to care and this, that, to the point where it has been so deep rooted into me to where I'm not actually patient, I'm tolerant. I'm tolerant with everyone, from everyone. I'm just saying. And it's like that question that Deanna had asked earlier. How do you know the difference when you become tolerant, when you know what I'm saying, when it starts to turn? My question is, how do you go back to having patience instead of tolerance? Because now it's like a switch to where I can't turn it off now. I'm frustrated. I'm aggravated.
Hold on. You can't turn what off? The patience, the frustration, or the tolerance? It's a little ambiguity.
The tolerance, because the tolerance is like freaking allowing, like you said, I wrote it down, I'm in the car driving, but it's like you are allowing this and you're just tolerating it, and it's like, how do I get out of that right there and being able to offend someone, but because I'm the type of person, I don't want to offend, so I'll tolerate. I don't want to say, I'll tolerate. I don't want your feelings to be hurt. I tolerate.
Perfect.
So it's like, because I've been raised up to do others how you want to be treated, to treat others. That is my golden rule, because that was the golden rule growing up. And so I always thought, like, if I am nice, then they will be nice back. No, that's not.
This movie Bambi messed us all up. You understand?
It did. And see, I was raised on every freaking Disney freaking channel, every freaking Disney movie, to where love is supposed to be, that's probably why I got a white husband. You know what I'm saying? And
there's no doubt, because you wouldn't be able to. No, she's bringing up. So now let me just go ahead and write that down real quick. She'd introduce 2 new things, white husband.
It is real though. It's real, because it's like, that's why I love culture. That's why I love different people. That's why I have a heart for people. But it's like, my heart for people, it can be damaging to me because I'm tolerating people. Where I am, it's like, where do I get, like, grow some balls and say, okay, I'm not I don't care if you get offended. In a respectful way, you get what I'm saying? Not in a nasty way, but like in a respectful way. I don't care if you get offended. Like, I am what I am. This is what I have to say. And I care too much about what people think. And so I'm tolerating this world and everybody in it.
So I'm glad you said, I'm glad you said it, and I'm glad, because I was getting ready to answer you through Tempest. I was getting ready to say, but Tempest just responded, if you don't mind, Deanna sending me the new updated list. Yeah. If you don't mind, send me the whole list together. So I was getting ready to use, I promised on my kids, I was getting ready to use Tempest. Tempest is a great example here. I know she's not going to get offended because I'm only going to say something positive, but some of y'all are going to get offended because you don't know how to, this is a woman conversation. You don't know how to be a woman without being offensive. But how can you be a woman without being offensive? See, I don't understand. In order to be
Wait a minute, being a woman is offensive.
It is.
It's very offensive.
Being a woman is so offensive that patriarchs have tried to make y'all property since the beginning of time.
And he started that back again.
Say what you just said, Grace.
I said, oh shit.
Okay.
Yeah, because we walk in the room and it's a problem. It's automatic.
If a woman,
all I did was show up.
If a woman like Tempest, Chiquita, Deanna, Trinace, Kim, Arshia, just these women. No, Amanda, they're what you call unusually voluptuous. Did I err, women? If I called your name, did I err? That if you sit down.
Nope, that's the truth.
If Kim sit down, she doing too much. Damn, I'm sitting down. Tempest cover her chest, you see her hips. Like, no matter what you do, there's nothing y'all can do. It happened with puberty, and nothing you can do about it. And if all these women became preachers,
watch it.
We would say, now, you know you're doing too much, huh? But then let me get up there.
Oh my God.
Tailor-made suit showing the muscles. That's it. You're doing a good job, Pastor. Because being a woman is so offensive that just having estrogen is a temptation to a man.
I'm so sorry. You are talking right now. You are saying something because even in the midst of like where we are right now, and everybody is accepted, and you can't, bash and you can't bash and stuff on people and everything. But I have literally been feeling like I was saying it was offended because it's offensive though. It is the whole tucking of the stomach thing.
Being a woman is offensive on earth. On earth. I didn't make this up. That is on earth. Being a woman is to do too much. I dare you to deny this. This is Sandra, I'm not making this up. I'm like Jerome. I'm just expecting fruit around this joint, Jerome. I'm just expecting fruit. You're doing too much. Tempest is a great example about this, Yolanda, because Tempest did too much violently. See, in order way to be yourself is to offend everybody who don't want you to be yourself. And that's at least 30-something folk in your immediate sphere of influence. In order to live your dreams, be yourself, you got to offend everybody who don't want you to be yourself. That's 32 people in your immediate sphere of influence. Your whole Aunt Sharon can't stand you.
That's a real person.
Tempest and got that job.
Yeah, I have a good serious question. Does that mean like with all that falls in the root of what people pleasing and that mindset of people pleasing and happiness with like from childhood?
It's where
being that people pleaser and getting that, everything's okay, pat on the back. If I do this for so and so, do this for so and so, then I'm a good child or I'm a good this, that.
Not only are you correct, I promise you, by the time I finish in 30 seconds, Jerome is going to unmute his mic. Mrs. Smith, young man, I promise you, Jerome fit to corroborate what I'm about to say. Tempest and Antonio are soulmates without, I can't even explain how much. Tempest said, I can't do ATS no more. Come on, Jerome, help me out.
Absolutely. And I gave her a hard time when she made a decision to walk away from ATS. But I told her one thing at the end of my conversation. If God is leading you to go, you better listen to God.
And now, Jerome, make sure I better not say a god doggone word against Tempest. You understand?
Oh, he better not. Oh,
I bet not.
That's what. Listen to me, folks. I'm telling y'all right now on this call. Listen to Tempest before you listen to that knucklehead right there.
And I agree. I agree.
Okay.
I agree. Tempest was the pastor of my church, not me. I said that. Didn't I say that earlier on the earlier call?
She's here, I get excited.
She ain't, look, no doubt. Like, I'm not saying that because she here. Didn't I say that earlier on the earlier call today? All right. See, everybody know I said it earlier. Here's the deal. Tempest had to offend me and all the ATS to buy her house, take care of her mama, save her mama life, live her wildest dreams, get her overflow.
Watch.
And Tony, no, that's the realest shit. I just said all. Antonio, now Tempest, do me a favor. Did I get offended when you offensively, even though it wasn't offensive, you get what I'm saying? I'm using this word. Did I get offended, turn my back on you, throw a slug at any time?
No.
I'm not a good person. I don't have Tempest in my life because I tolerate her. I have tempers in my life. Because without tempers, I ain't got no damn life.
Come on, sir.
I said what the hell I said.
Put
Therefore,
your weight on that. Put your weight
okay,
on
thank
that.
you so
That's
much.
facts on top of
That's
facts.
facts.
Put your weight on
I
that.
ain't got no life. And when you recognize
Come on, sir.
that you live and breathe because of this woman, you ain't got no choice but to be Christ-like behavior. That's why I wrote that down, because I'm going to attack that Christ-like in a second. Christ-like and triggers. Tempest, am I making this up? I don't mean no disrespect. I ain't trying to get no props. Forget me. I ain't trying to do that. I'm trying to answer you. Tempest, were you a people pleaser like Yolanda?
Unfortunately, yes.
Can you just give us the old you, if you don't mind? Because somebody needs to hear it. Because right now, you are look upable. It's a word, but we all know what it means, though. We all know what it is. Yeah. Can you just give us what you used to be, please?
Old me didn't love myself. So old me used not loving myself as serving other people, but serving other people to the detriment of me. I was going broke.
I'm gonna keep my mic on muted so you can hear all these sound effects in the background. Keep on going.
I was going broke for people who didn't give a damn about me. I was allowing people to mistreat me and, pretending that I was okay with it when I wasn't, when it was tearing me up inside.
Come on.
I was, being friends with people who wasn't friendly. I was.
You better talk, yo. You better
talk. Just tolerating. You want to talk about tolerating? I was tolerating bullshit behavior from Christians who said they love the Lord. And because I said I love the Lord, I allowed the God in them to mistreat the God in me.
What? Wait a minute.
Shoot.
Wait a minute.
This right here.
No, you gonna keep talking. Wait on. Because they need to hear this. Y'all look at Tempest's glory. Y'all wouldn't hear when Jerome was here. You don't understand when Phil was here. You ain't seen this girl go from Yolanda to Beyonce. You ain't seen it.
Come on.
It's evident in them sessions that y'all have when you, that stuff there, that was so real. That had me stuck, hooked, praying, thinking, writing, all kind of stuff in between. Never mind.
You said what you were supposed to say. Keep on going. But did you have more Tempest?
No, I was just tolerating less than my worth because I didn't know my worth. Or I thought my worth was whatever somebody gave me because I was chasing what my father didn't give me, which was love, which was attention, which was acknowledgement. So as long as you were acknowledging me in any capacity, you were doing better than my father was. And I was looking for that. And it wasn't until I forgave my father for being what he was not and accepting him for what he is that I let that stuff go. But all my tolerance came from a lack of love, attention, acknowledgement from my father.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
And
I don't like y'all, but thank you. It hurts. It hurts. It's really hurting me right now. It hurts.
It hurts because
somewhere in you, your soul knows you are more worthy than what you're tolerating, right? It hurts because your soul is crying out to you, please respect me more than what you're respecting me right now. Please love me better. Please, please build up your self-worth so we can go out and do what we're supposed to do. It's your soul crying out. It's not that it hurts. It's fucked up, if I can talk freely. It's fucked up. But it's your soul crying out to you because your soul knows that you agreed to come back to this earth on this life cycle for something better than what you're doing right now.
Come on, y'all clap for that. All that. I need all that clap. For that.
My God.
Yes.
Yes, Tempest.
No, but
Yes, that's awesome. You just
who
explained
said-
my whole life.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you
Tempest.
so much.
Thank you.
No, Adrian. No. I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need that. Bring that here. I got all y'all hands. I promise you. But I'm gonna need that. Bring that here, Adrian. Bring that here. Come on, help somebody.
No, Tempest is there. She's right where, and just to even know about the brokenness, because trust me, until you see it that way, it's your reaction. You're not going to offend anybody. The second that you do it, they'll stop doing the shit because they know damn well they shouldn't be doing it in the first fucking place.
Yeah, you're not gonna offend nobody that's supposed to be in your
You're
life.
not going to offend
Or
nobody.
you
when
won't
stand up
even
for you.
see it anymore. It won't
not
be
one
allowed
time.
in your reality.
Because it
anymore.
won't matter. None of that matters if something
It
you
won't.
didn't.
You'll get back on you be, especially if you're not on the praise team already. If your break ain't over, it need to be over. That's a part of it. That's a part of who you are. That's a part of how you break off whatever it is that they do put on you. So if your sabbatical is like, if you still on your break, get back in the club, get back in, come in with your shoulders laid back, because that's the place where you're supposed to be. Especially if you feel like that, that's where you receive your power. If that is how if you're getting beat on every side, then that you go to rehearsal. That way you can get it on Sunday. So you got a double dose already. You know what I mean? Those become the mechanisms that help you to endure. Because the truth of the matter is, regardless of how we look at it, it's all a waiting thing. You gotta wait. It's like learning how to wait in the hallway. Are you waiting? Are you kicking the dust? Or are you working on something? You know what I mean? Are you playing with lint in the fucking corner? Are you working on trying to put something together so that when it do show up? But fuck people, man. Real rap. And because of the fact that it hurts me. The day that I realized that people's shit used to fuck with my body.
Yeah. That's fair.
I came in the choir room one day and I let everybody know. They know I'm already crazy as they want to be. So what I did when I walked in, I just start talking. Because at the end of the day, if you're hearing me, then it is who you're supposed to be. Remember, when Jesus walks in the room, the legion speaks up. You understand? So I explained it to everybody. How y'all look at me, think about me. I feel it on my body. I want to put my cane down, and y'all are hindering me from walking. And I sat down and had verse. They could have looked at me however they wanted to, but at the end of the day, I walk in that bitch freely now.
Yeah.
And they always say, what's your name? Adrian. Yeah.
No.
Adrian. Oh, yeah, I'm still here. Adrian.
Yep. I have
The
no
lady,
intentions
look, I
of
went
teaching
bowling
y'all.
yesterday. Wait a minute, Antonio. I went bowling yesterday, and the lady touched my hand. She said, after we bowled 3 games, she said, I remember you. I said, you remember me? She said, you the young lady from Vacation Bible School, and they did you wrong. I remember you. Remember, I told you they kicked me out of that church. That lady, I bowled with her yesterday, and I never said anything to her. I knew that was who she was, but she said it. She remembered me. She said, I remember you. And Yolanda, it's about being remembered. So the things that don't serve you, they will fall off. but everything that used to shit on you or make you feel bad, that becomes they really do become the footstools of the foundation of what you then can stand on. And then your used to story becomes everything for them.
Everything.
And like how he says, have super fans, they become your super fans.
Yep.
Because if anybody else have you fucked up, they'll check them. I'm dead. That's what they do.
Nah, that man, listen, y'all ain't saying. Let me back Asian up. First off, y'all not gonna hear the way from me until like 6 months from now. I'm gonna let y'all talk and vent for 6 months before I actually tell you the way. The class is set up that way. Because you're not gonna, if I tell you the way right now, you can be like, nah, Antonio, I'm not doing that. You don't understand what she did to me. You ain't gonna listen to me. You're not gonna listen to me. Tempest is a great example of this because Tempest had to risk. Me and Tempest are best friends. Tempest is this. Well, we're more than best friends, but let me just use this for right now. But is this fair, Tempest? Is this okay? Do you understand how much you gotta love yourself to risk the relationship with your best friend soulmate? Because you don't understand. I am ATS. Fuck the initials. I ain't got no life. When Tempest walked away from the company, she walked away from me. And she knew that. And Tempest, did you have any idea that I was going to respond properly?
Nope, I was ready for battle with you.
Yolanda, there's your question. I mean, there's your answer. No, I was going to use Tempest as an example. I ain't making this up. Jerome was here, Talisha was here, Phil was here, Susan was here. I'm telling y'all the truth. Tempest looked at me, told me first, I can't do this no more. How'd that conversation go, Tempest? When she laughing? When you looked at me, this was before y'all ever heard about it. Tempest looked at me, said, I can't do it no more. To your best of your recollection, how did that conversation go? They need to hear this, Tempest. They need to hear it.
You were like, okay, so what are we doing next? I'll support you wherever you go. And I was ready for a fight. And you come in, kumbaya Jesus. And I was ready to flip a table.
She's in her ninja stance, Phil. Like,
he messed up my flow. He caught me off guard because I was ready for a tussle. And you gave me Christ. That's not what I wanted. Just kidding.
Out of here, you give me Christ. I was ready. I had a whole. I was thinking about this for 16 weeks. No, I did because I love with all my heart Tempest Simone Cartwright Smith. Cartwright's not a name. It's not. I was just trying to throw off the little cybersecurity folk out there. You know what I'm saying? Social security number. Nah, I'm just joking. And my response, she's right. Okay, what we doing next? like whatever you, what we doing? What we doing next? What you doing? We raising poodles? What we doing next? Because I'm your investor. I'm your partner. I got some skills. I got something. Because Tempest understood. Now, this is the point that I wanted to bring up her for. Please receive this point. Don't do nothing else but receive this point. I didn't respect Tempest because I'm a good person. Y'all lost y'all damn mind. I respect Tempest because she loved herself so much. She only attracted somebody close to her who was going to respect she couldn't do this no more. Somebody needed to hear that.
I do. And I need to take this a little further. I'm sorry. I don't mean
All right, you did Kim.
I'm
gonna get you, Kim, and then Talisha.
Whole
back to
situation is for me. So what you don't know, this
in
my
fact, all
last
y'all just jump in there at the same time and tell it. Go ahead.
This my last year teaching at the school. So that's moving away. And I was explaining to someone just yesterday how there was this these continual conflict of interest, and I just have to be free to be me and let them, have their brand or whatever. And I do me however I do me, right? But while y'all was talking, okay, a phone call came in.
It's all Tipp's fault. Tipp's drew that phone call unto you.
A phone call came in earlier, and I answered it. So it's one of my best friends, and she think y'all a cult, right? She think y'all a cult, and
we are. We'll all be drinking poison at 9 o'clock, waiting for the aliens to pick us up.
And she does not approve or like me being a part of whatever y'all got going on here, because we a cult. And so instantly when she heard, I think Antonio was talking, when she heard Antonio talking, she was like, right? So
that Fred, got it.
Then she called back, but I didn't answer. So I have a 4-minute voicemail, and she just going on and on about how she just feels so violated in our friendship and all these things because I'm part of this community and all this other stuff, and how things are so different since she moved here and blah, 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 blah. And the I've been tolerant.
Okay, stop right there. Hold on. Just stop right there. Because this is a 2.5 year, 1.5 year situation. And have I ever told you what you think I want to tell you about this situation?
Mm-mm.
I've only ever blamed who in this situation?
I don't know who you blame. Oh, yourself. You blame.
Okay, thank you so much. I've been wanting to tell her. You know what? All right, keep on going.
So I have been tolerant, and I just, every time she vent and she's got her little comments or whatever, I just let her be, and I just be like, okay, I understand how you feel, whatever.
This is what happened when Tempest talk, y'all.
But now I'm like, listen, I don't want to hear this no more. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, I don't care.
I've never heard you say the F word ever.
Wow. Tell me this. Like, I'm tired. I'm tired of this.
You put emphasis on the. It's just the.
A whole the. Whole the.
Y'all have no idea. But I am just like, and the positioning of how she positions herself as if she is like Mother Teresa in this situation. And it's like, are we in the same earth? Like, what? But anyway, so when the person does not respond like Christ, and they on some continual bull crap, and they are in your inner circle, inner world, you love them. What we doing?
Okay, got you. Stop right there. Hold on. Stop right there. Wait a minute. Stop right there.
Better get that wheel.
You muted yourself. Yasin. You muted yourself, Yasin.
I said you better get that Willie D mentality.
Oh, well, that's a whole different mentality. That fifth ward. Yeah, they don't want Willie D. We don't respect no other Willie D's out here. Houston, Texas, one Willie D.
I don't know who
Fifth
Willie
Ward
D
beams
is.
on him. First off, Fifth Ward. First off, yes, you do know who Willie D is.
I don't.
Shame on you. You're gonna know Christ and Willie D. You understand? That's what you're gonna know. All right, that's what you're gonna know. All right, Fifth Ward boys. Scarface.
Ghetto boys.
Ghetto boys. Thank you. Yeah, I'm tripping. Ghetto boys.
Renee's living in Houston. She don't know who Willie D is. Leave it.
She in rock. Trinace, you in Houston? Oh, well, that's why you got that good. You in Houston. It's in the water.
No, sir. Chicago born and bred. And when I'm digging up Chicago,
there's another one. There's another one. Help me, kid.
She might be over in Channelview area. You know.
That don't even count. Yeah. That don't even count. Yeah. There ain't nobody in Houston. Channelview, you better not say that. You on the east side. You ain't gonna know nothing. That's what you is. Yeah, anyway.
I need you to refocus. Focus.
Okay, let me refocus.
Wait, before you refocus, Dallas, what is on
Hold on, say it again. You're a little bit low. Who's that?
This is Damali.
Oh, Damali. Okay, say it again, Damali.
I was joking. I said, before you get back focused, I said, Dallas people swear they don't know Houston Stars. That's all.
Yeah. No, you sound real good now. We saw again, shout out to Damali and her husband said they had an anniversary yesterday. Okay. They ain't got as many years as Phil and Susan, but they ain't been born that long. You know what I'm saying? Or Ken been married like 39 years. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He up there too. They crazy as hell. Both of them crazy as hell. But that's all right. That's all right. The question, well, repeat your question real quick, Queen Chi. I remember it, but I want to, we got some reading comprehension. I scored a 53 in that area. So we want to make sure that people get back with us.
Okay. So my question is, when the close person in your world does not respond with the Christ-like response to your heightened awareness and your expansion, how do you handle that? Like Tim says, she was ready to, hit you with the chop suey. If you would have
she was ready. She was ready. She was ready. She bought a whole house without my expertise. She was ready. Yeah. She didn't have to. No, she didn't have to. But it was a point like, I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those. You know what I'm saying? Let Atlanta smiling with the dimple. It was one of those. You know what I'm saying? My house is bigger than yours. Type thing. It is. She bought a house 2 times bigger than mine. So I got to go buy a house 10 times bigger than hers because we competitive. No, we're not at all. Put a pin in that, Queen Chi. Kim, Talisha, Frida, let's go.
Come on, Kim.
I have a feeling I can wrap all these up together. I have a feeling. Go ahead, Kim. Hey, take your time. Y'all ain't bothering me. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on, Kim. I meant to lower your hand, but I muted you. I'm so sorry. That was me. It was on accident. Unmute yourself.
Okay.
Right,
so what I was gonna say, kind of
take your time. You ain't gotta truncate it. You ain't gotta truncate it.
Okay. Pretty much what I was gonna say, it was like everybody hit on it without saying it. So in my experiences, when you are tolerant to something, you're enabling a situation that you don't want to happen.
Oh, that's a new concept.
And so when you enable it, then you're not happy. You're being an enabler. The situation is not the way you want it to go. And what Queen Chi said, how do you deal with a situation like that when you love that person, but they're in your ear, they're negative, you distance them. You love them from a distance. You do what you got to do. We don't talk about, for instance, I'll just use ATS. I'm not talking about ATS to you because we're not going to agree. So we can talk about everything else. Yep. And then when it comes to this, asking about it, I'm not talking to you about that because you're going to mess up our friendship if we're going to talk about ATS. Like I'm moving, I'm not dealing with you with that. But I just realized that because I did it, you attract people and you're going through stuff and you don't realize it until you say, you know what, fuck them. I don't give a damn. I love myself more than this situation. Then that's when you stop tolerating stuff. And like everybody else said, they're going to talk about you. They're going to hate you. Okay, fine, good. But guess what? I'm sleeping good at night. I'm not stressed out. And my bills getting paid because you wasn't paying them in the first place. So what you got to say? That's it.
3 snatches. You understand? 3 snatches. You understand? Because I thought she was going to say, because you ain't eating my macaroni and cheese anyway. That's what I thought she was gonna say, but she said it the proper way. You understand? But Kim, you understand what we talking about. You understand? You understand? Talisha, I got plenty to say, but I'm gonna get in trouble. Go ahead. You go ahead. Because I'm right. I wrote down what she said. I could tie that right into Queen Chi. Go ahead, Talisha. Take your time. You ain't bothered nobody. Talisha, Frida, and Phil.
Okay. Thank you all the ladies. All the ladies, you guys are definitely talking
Stupid men, don't thank you. And I'm just joking. Keep going.
No, men, you're
No,
doing
I'm
good, but it's just
I'm just
the
keeping
women
it
right
light. Don't
now
worry
are
about it.
really, I'm hearing what they're saying right now. And Tony, I think you're freezing.
No, I muted myself because I was talking nasty to Grace about the. Oh, I am freezing a little bit. Oh, I was talking about that macaroni in the pot. But don't worry about it though. Keep going.
And cheese.
I honestly have been struggling emotionally with all that's going on with me. And the other day was just like, I was in a dark spot, a very dark spot with just me and my emotions. And then I took a break and I went on vacation this week. And it's just like everything in the world that was going on around me and to me, I let it go for that moment. And the moment I stepped off the plane, everything just flooded back at me. Reality.
That's exactly the way that
Emotions.
works. That's exactly the way that works. You go in your bathroom and pray all you want to. As soon as you walk your ass out that bathroom, you back in your house. Keep going.
When y'all were talking about patience and tolerance, I realized I have a high tolerance with no patience.
Do you have a high tolerance for tolerance too, though? I'm interested. I have no idea, but I'm asking. You have a high tolerance for no patience, but you can also have a high tolerance for tolerance while having a high tolerance for no patience. I'm not sure which one it is. If you're both and, are you a both and person? Do you take stuff that you shouldn't be taking?
I do.
Do you let? Okay, then there you go. Keep going.
I do. And my cousin even mentioned to me while we were on vacation, she was like, so you give up easy. Like you just give up. And then it pushed me back onto the time where I think I was first driving in Houston and I was following my family somewhere. And my brother, when he drives really fast. And I was just like, when you got somebody who first started to drive and you drive fast, you can't just be speeding off anywhere. So we had got close to the spot. I turned all the way around and went home. And didn't talk to nobody. Don't ask me, don't call me, don't say nothing to me. Because at this point, I'm very irritated because you literally just speeded off, didn't wait on me. And I'm in my emotions. So I'm just gonna turn all the way around. And don't nobody call and check up. Don't.
That's that gray sand. We call that gray sandals around here. We do like love.
So that was my first experience. It took that was my first experience, understand that how impatient I am. And then, and Tony, I think you told me to do something once. And I think Deanna caught on it. We were just texting and Deanna was like, Tisha, I can hear through the phone your reaction to the situation. Something didn't go my way. And she can feel the energy through a text message. Mm-hmm. And she was on point of what she told me. She was like, Felicia, don't give up. Don't have the attitude. Just this and this. And I was just like, okay, that's strike two of me noticing that I'm just ready to give up. Like, where did I get this from? Why do I feel like I have to give up on me? Why do I have to feel like I have to give up? And I don't give up on anybody else. It's just me. Why do I have to give up on me?
Hey, hold on. Let me stop you right there. I want to get Phil because he's always short. And then I'm going to have Tempest respond to you. And then I'm going to have you pick up, Talisha. Okay. I'm going to have you pick back up after Tempest respond. Go ahead, Phil.
Well, I'm going to give you a whole new perspective on tolerance.
Talk to me.
Okay, Amanda. Amanda is either token on something that's not weed, it's weed with no potency, or she has very high tolerance because she doesn't look or act like she's stoned.
That's a different view on tolerance. That's it. So do you have a high tolerance where you can smoke weed all day? How many of you can smoke weed all day? And it don't work like it used to work when you was not smoking weed all day. Come on, help me out, somebody. I need somebody that's
I
smoking.
probably can't do none of that
Now,
now.
you're talking about drinking. Now, that's a different story.
It's the same.
I don't
It's
know
the
what
same.
you said the last part, but I know I spoke from.
Let me tell you something. My psychologist said to me Thursday, my psychologist was like, Antonio, you drinking too much. And I was like, duh. I was like, duh. Like that's what I do. That's like, duh.
You want to hear
Like,
something really funny? I can't
Yes,
smoke
ma'am.
weed at all. THC actually makes me nauseous, so I can't smoke weed. I'm one of those weird people that it affects a completely different way than it does normal. And I've tried a couple, and it does it makes me sick as a dog. I can't do it. I use
So you have very low
You
tolerance.
get that
very low
push.
tolerance. I can use CBD, like CBD
I just
oils and that
observed
kind of stuff, but I can't smoke weed. I can't do anything that has THC, even like the Delta 8 ones. It's too strong. I can't do it. It makes me so sick.
Well, thank you for clarifying that for me. I
It's just nicotine.
Yeah.
Just nicotine. I wish it was something stronger.
I know, right? No, but Phil has a really good point, and it's a good point. I wrote it down, and I'm gonna bring it back up. But you can. My psychologist was like, "You drink too much." I was like, "Duh, I do this. This is what I do." And he said, "Well, is it affecting you?" I was like, "I don't know. I want you to ask me some questions." This just literally happened Thursday, 8 in the morning. I started to say, if you ask me some hard questions, I'm about to pour a drink while we talking. I started to tell him that, but I didn't know. I did. We was talking about my combat experiences and stuff. Honest to God, true. And this man said, "Well, do you drink more than you used to?" I was like, "Nah, I just like getting a little." Tyrell said, "Go ahead and tell him that." Tyrell will get me to 100% by any means necessary. He said, "Look," he said, Kelly said, "Well, let me ask you a few questions then." I was like, "Well, go ahead and ask," because I act like this with my therapist. You understand what I'm saying? He was the head. Phil, he's the head. He got like offers a 9. Whoa. And he said, "You know what? I want to take you on personally." Like, so me and him got to stand it. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna have to move our Thursdays exoteric to 11 instead of 10:30 because I do 9 to 10:30 with him. He head of the office was like, "Yeah, man, we got me and you. I want to take you on," and stuff like that.
I'm gonna write a book on you.
You should, because I'm absolutely insane. And I told him, I said, "Look, I medicate with positivity. Like I kill everything around this joint if it wasn't being positive." He was laughing at me and all sorts of stuff, but I'm just keeping it real. And he said, "Well, let me ask you a question." He said, "I'm cussing, he cussing." He said, I swear, he matched my frequency. He was like, "Well, let me ask you a question. Do you drink as much as you used to?" I was like, "No, not really. It's about the same." He said, "Well, that's a lot, though. I mean, legal." He said legally. He said, "No, not legally, but there was another word he used, and not legally, but healthily or something like that." He said something like that. "Used to be drinking this much," and I was like, "I know, but that's not my style." That's what I said to him. Not my style. He says, "Well, do you have to drink more to get your buzz, as you call it?" I was like, "No. No. It just takes me one little each." He's like, "Oh, well, you found it." And we moved on. This is to Phil's tolerance point. My tolerance hasn't gotten stronger because I'm too old to be getting drunk, Kim. First off, that's how erectile dysfunction happens. Ain't nobody got time for none of that. You understand what I'm saying? That's number one. That's number one. That's the truth. That's number one.
Unless you're drinking that gin.
Well, you know what I'm saying. But Phil has a very good point. If you keep doing something and you get stronger in doing that, you may need to have a different conversation about tolerance. If Tempest keep letting me disrespect her and keep buying my BS, Tempest need to have a whole different conversation with Tempest. Tolerance has levels, and these levels are not a good thing. Phil brings up a very good point that has not been introduced in this conversation. Okay, now introducing this conversation. Talisha, stay paused. What Talisha said, Tempest, was essentially, so what the hell am I going to do, Tempest? Cause I'm about to kill somebody. Or I'm just about to shut down and be completely unproductive. How you respond to that, Tempest? And Talisha, you pick right back up.
What has shutting down and being completely unproductive gotten you thus far in life? More shutting down and more unproductiveness. I think I heard you say, or heard you ask, why is it easy? Something like, why is it easy for you not to give up on other people, but you give up on yourself quickly?
My.
I can't say you for sure, but as a people, okay, as a people, we give up on ourselves because we can't control the outcome. And watching I'm gonna use Antonio as an example. Watching Antonio do his thing, I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's his business. But when it comes to me, I can't control the outcome of if I take a step. Am I gonna fail? Am I gonna succeed? Am I gonna succeed in the way that I've imagined it? Or is it gonna take me on a road that I'm not, or I think I'm not ready for? Or I give up on myself because I've chosen a life of stagnation and I like it here. And since this is what I've chosen and this is where I'm comfortable at, this is where I remain. And I'll say I won't change. I'll say I don't like this life. But when we get to a fork in the road, we always stay. We don't choose nothing. And then we want something different, but we keep rewinding the same process over and over.
Oh, I got something to say right there. You hear that, Talisha? All right, pick back up. No, pick back up. Pick back up. We good. We'll go a little bit over time, but not too much. Keep going.
Yep,
Thank you, Tempest.
definitely what Tempest just said. And to add on to that, yes, thank you, Tempest. Let me not go past that. Thank you, Tempest. I'm scared to move forward. And it has to do with what Tempest said. The outcome, not knowing the outcome. Will I succeed? Because it's not just me involved, it's my daughter involved. Going to follow my dreams, and what I'm going to put aside to do those things is the outcome. Am I ready for the outcome? Am I going to lose support? I am. I have a lot going for me, and I pushed all those things away.
Oh, wait. Wait. I want you to keep going. But Phil and I heard the same thing. Am I going to lose support? That's not support. What you're calling support is not support. Continue, but continue in understanding that abuse is not support. Amen to everybody.
Amen.
Amen.
If I support you with
Amen.
conditions, that's not support.
Amen.
If I support you when I control you, that's not support. And we have gone way out of what godly support is. And I couldn't let you continue.
Rewind and press play, sir.
Support ain't got nothing to do with abuse. And if I use you to control you, a presence in your life does not mean support. Tempest say what it is. Continue, Talisha. But you made agent worship. But realize what you just called, I'm going to lose support. No, what you're going to lose is a blood sucker. I'm going to come back to that in a little bit. You keep on going. Take your time, please. You got it.
Tempest was right. My soul is crying out.
I say. Hold on real quick, Talisha. Can y'all let her know she's not alone? If you feel like Talisha, would you just go ahead and admit that?
I definitely am right there with her. Right
You're
there.
not alone.
Yeah.
This whole thing, you're not alone in this, sweetheart.
so
You are
much.
not alone. I feel
Thank you so
like this right here is just, you're not alone.
Thank
You
you
are
so much. I
absolutely not.
appreciate you. I appreciate you. Talisha, keep going. I just wanted you to get strength from your colleagues. Keep going, please.
I'm sorry, before you keep going, I want you to know you are not alone, but girl, when the day you do walk out, you best believe, fuck that shit. You gonna breathe. You gonna look different. You gonna, oh, girl, you don't know. You don't know, cause that damn sure ain't the fuck support.
That's a whole missionary Baptist church,
Do
FTS
you understand?
Baptist
Fuck
Church.
that. And I damn sure know it ain't. And it's probably not. I can feel you all in your knees. No.
That's
But
not
the
support.
day that it happened, you hold it very well and you're still beautiful. It's all let out. Even in all of the that's in you and feel you, you are still beautiful. That is why.
Yeah, she look like Tony Braxton to me.
That's why I make you feel that way. So that you don't go nowhere. Because honey, let your light so shine. That's what I want to say to you. Let your light so shine. And if you believe in him, he will definitely believe in you. So
All right.
whatever it is that you want to do, you need to do what you need to do.
Right.
So he's counting on you to make that first. You got to move. And when you make that move, everything is going to show up right where it needs to be. But you got to make that first step. But like you said, because you feel it inside of you, that's what this group is really about. On some real shit. Like, I'm be honest, because it's been, I sat like that for like 8 months. I mean, every day I'm asking Antonio like to try to go down this rally so we can talk about this because I don't know what to do with this shit. Like, Antonio, help me. Like, this is the best thing that I've ever had. This is great. I love it. But Antonio, help me. I'm about to walk away from all this shit. Right? And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like, sis, swear to God, because it was the dumbest thing that I could have ever did because I had any and everything that I wanted. Then I'm thinking, well, God, how the fuck are we gonna do this? Because we can't do it like this. Oh, no. But the day you leave, and it's gonna be the dumbest, stupidest day of the ever because that support is gonna really show the fuck up. Like they did something. Swear. Don't even worry about it. Go and step that, make that power. Everything.
Adrian is talking, y'all.
Even if it's a struggle. Look,
Adrian
even
is
if it's
talking.
a struggle, it'll be the best struggle ever. You know how them boys stand up there when they accept the draft and the only thing they talk about is when they was fucked up. My son pointed that out to me. He's like, Mom, you know they only talk about the bad stuff and then how it was and how they made it. I said, baby, because the struggle is real. What happened in the valley, stay in the valley. You stay in your heart. You know what I'm saying? So you know that you don't want to be down in the valley. But I'm sorry, you go ahead and do your thing.
No. You're doing just fine because we're gonna get freed and we're gonna be out of here. But I'm gonna say a few things. But I want
we love
Talisha,
you, and you need to call me or something.
Right
Call
now.
me or something. We talk.
Right.
At least
It has nothing to do with Talisha per se, not the person. I've let all you talk. But when you're being real, I'm going to give you time. So we're not talking about Talisha. We're just talking about her level of transparency. Take your time. You get what I'm saying? Okay, cool. Go ahead, Talisha. You can make it up. You can make up a new thing. It's all good.
No, I just honestly my there's a lot going on and it's a lot I have not said. And I feel like the only time I can say it is when I'm here.
Amen.
Instead of behind closed doors, crying my eyes out every day and trying to get out of it myself. And so what's been really bugging me the most is the lack of love I have for myself, the lack of the fear of moving forward And I know I have dreams that I should be doing. And the clearest one was the high tolerance. I've been tolerant. This word tolerance is really a big issue for me because I've been tolerating since I was 6.
Yeah.
Tolerating and enduring more tolerance. And it's just like, I think Antonio said, well, I know he said it before, like, it's like I tolerate pain and I'm good at it. And I don't know how to release it.
That's real. That's real.
It's like I'm comfortable in tolerance and pain. I don't know nothing better. I don't know nothing different.
You're not gonna know nothing better.
And
You're
I
not.
want something different because it's not working for me. It's not working for me, y'all. I want to release. I just can't do this anymore.
No, and you will. That's why we're here for 40 weeks. But let me tell you something. Let me tell everybody who feel like her. You don't have to know what you want. You just need to know what you don't want. That's a great starting point.
Yes.
Talisha, you almost did. I told Shannon this a long time ago. I'm gonna tell it to you. You think you losing because you in the grave, in the cemetery, in the casket. Y'all remember this conversation, Tempest? Remember this, Deanna? I say you already won, Shannon, because you got 1 foot out the casket. I think we was in that or something. You got 1 foot out the casket. Let me tell you, Talisha, you in the cemetery. Ain't no blessings in the cemetery. And then you got dirt all over you. Ain't no blessings with dirt all over you. But you fooled around and got 1 foot out the casket. You can't go back in the casket with 1 foot out. There's nobody on this planet that has ever got a foot out the casket and went back to the casket. You already won. You just can't see it because ain't nobody in your life telling you, girl, you look good with 1 foot out that casket. That's it. You just need more people, more fields saying, casket look good on you. Let me see what you can do 2 feet away from the casket. Phil ain't trying to take you all the way to level 20. Phil just said, just take one more step. Let me see what that look like. Then we clap for your kid. Oh my God, yeah, you took a step. That's it. Like we gotta meet people where they are. Talisha, dirty, in a casket, in a cemetery, cut off, decomposing. But that 1 foot out, regenerating. Jerome, help me out. The wind.
Watch it.
Rush to dead bones.
Watch yourself, right?
Kid, what did it say? Go ahead. Can these dead bones live? I don't know. But you know. And the wind came from the west. Rush around to the east. Touch what was dead. And soon as the wind, Ruha, same word for wind and Ruha is Holy Spirit. Soon as God touched what was dead, it became living. Holy Spirit is called the giver of life. As soon as you put your foot out that casket, Holy Spirit got your whole ankle. Loving on that ankle. You just don't have enough people around you saying, girl, look at that good ankle. That's a pretty ankle. You get enough folk telling you that's a good looking ankle, you'll start looking at your shins.
Watch it now.
So I can't convince you that your toes are pretty. I can't convince you that you clean, but I can convince you, look at that ankle. That's a good looking ankle. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all trying to look too far. I got my first book, 2014, not to plug the book. I'll give it to you for free. Don't even buy it. I made plenty of money off of it. There's a chapter in there called 10 minutes at a time. Queen Chi, I say, look, 10-minute days. I say, look, I wanted to kill myself so much I couldn't see past 10 minutes. So Talisha, You probably there. Not just you. It's some folk hiding behind you right now. If this is you, if you showed up here not feeling churchy, man, just go 10 minutes. It's all good. Just go 10 minutes. I promise you, if some of y'all could just call Adrian, she got you. It might have some cuss words in there, but she got you.
Listen.
She got you. Ain't no problem. You know, if you call Balance Adrian, you're gonna get you a overbalanced conversation. But it's gonna work. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. Paul didn't talk to people like Peter did. It's gonna work. Okay? Y'all clap for Talisha. Come on.
Woo! Without a doubt.
Yes.
We need to see you more. We need to see you more. I don't know how you do it, whatever, but I mean.
Oh, she be at work. It's like 9 to 5. Yeah.
And well, that's another thing. Look, that's another thing.
More like 5 to 5.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
So can I ask a question, Antonio? I'm sorry. Can I ask a question? Talisha, as I was listening to you, one of the things that I want to tell you that's going to help you a whole lot is it's good that we all come together in this class and that everyone shares. But outside of class, you need to connect with maybe a domestic violence group so that you can partner with other women that will give you that support to help you get through your trauma and your abuse that you've gone through. My situation in the past was I went through some of the same things, probably even worse that you went through with abuse, and had failed relationships after another. And I had to one day escape from an abusive situation. And I had to get the proper help that I needed. So what helped me a lot was connecting with other women that was a part of a support group, because it's different when you're connecting with other women, telling their stories where they've encountered the abuse, and then sitting around other people where they're just talking on the surface. Sometimes domestic violence victims are able to share, or sexual assault victims are able to share a little bit more deeper, that open that soul wound that you have within your life. And they share all of that positivity that calms the negativity. It's like it's a big old healing session for you. And as you go to those meetings, you're able to be empowered and inspired, and it helps you to let go of some of that baggage or some of that hurt. It teaches you to heal, and it's a time and it's a process. So I don't know if you have some groups in your area. It's good to connect with some domestic violence groups in your area so that you can have that support. So that's what I wanted to say.
No. First off, I need y'all to clap for that. And then I want to say something. Yes. Clap for that.
Yes.
And Kim, Katrina, you're absolutely right. Now let me talk to folk who are not. Everything Katrina says right. I have no correction. I have nothing to add to that. Like take that as gospel from God. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. So there's nothing to add to that. That was a prophetic apostolic word that she gave. I need to address these hiding folk though, Katrina. Is that okay? Okay. That's what I want to do. She didn't address that. I want to do that. Some of you are everything Katrina said, but since you're not getting hit, you said, well, that's somebody else. You see where I'm going, Katrina? Since you don't have no bruises, since you married, come on, help me, somebody. You won't admit everything Katrina said. She said to you too. And I want to also acknowledge publicly, for you people, half of what Katrina said ain't gonna apply to you. No, it does. but you can't go get no help when I control you.
It's the mental manipulation that's the worst.
The mental manipulation is the worst. See, it's a deal. I didn't say Katrina was wrong. She's right. I'm just saying, when I control your mind, I'm looking at every new app you got on your phone. Oh, y'all don't want to play with me.
That's why I was saying sneak on the calls, because every day we'll do something, and if even if you don't do anything but just keep us in your ear, you know what I mean? You touch, you know how you want to be connected to source so that you can get that energy. But there's an energy that comes from these squares. And
amen to that. Amen to that. Amen to that.
Can
Amen
I
to
say
that.
something right quick?
You hold on. You sure can. I think that was Yolanda, but hold on. Just give me like 20 seconds, or probably less. Trey Nace, you can drive yourself to get help all you want to. I got 3 GPS on your car. I know folk right now that don't sell cars, got tape recorders, that go buy them little USB cameras, that buy that camera that look like a cell phone charger. Yeah. Come on, Yolanda. Come on, Yolanda. Come on. You gotta remember, I did counseling.
I had a smart ones in IT know how to code, know how to break the code.
I know folk that got y'all phone and got the Tempest know about this, cybersecurity. They got the keystroke software on your phone. Tempest, what's keystroke software? Keylogger. Look at it. See? That means everything you typing, I'm getting a report about it in real time.
What is that?
It is an app, but it's more than an app. I'm telling you, type your damn password in all you want to. I get that report. Dang. I got every text
That's what I
message.
was.
So some of y'all, I'm trying to tell you something. I said this on purpose, Talisha, because I talk to y'all and I be seeing how the game, thank you for being patient, Frida. I be seeing how the game work with y'all. And I'm telling y'all, that boy ain't psychic. That boy got software on you. You need to master reset your phone. You need to go to somebody like Ken and say, man, can you check this for GPS? I'm not joking. I'm not.
That happened to me.
Okay. All right. Katrina said that happened to her.
I had my phone tapped. I was recorded in the house, in the car.
Okay.
Surveillance.
Okay. Yolanda, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I needed to save a life. You understand what I'm saying? I need somebody is in a marriage, not being hit, and don't even realize you under massive control. And you won't listen to what Katrina said, because that don't apply for you. Yeah, you in the worst. I'd rather you hit me than control me. Come on, Yolanda, go ahead.
Antonio, no, I gotta say.
No, go ahead, Talisha, then Yolanda. I don't want to, because y'all got it. Y'all got it.
I had one of his friends even tell me, start turning on the water or something when you're talking to people. So obviously he must have told him something. And then his best friend is an IT person.
Man, you gotta get.
And you still ain't listening to the voice of the Lord.
I'm trying to figure it out. I'm looking at my phone now. And I was like, I don't see anything, but he be getting through my stuff, and he's saying stuff, and I just be like,
nothing to figure out.
Stop. Yeah, everybody stop. You cannot figure out a person that is willing to go lower than you. Y'all stop that. You're never going to be able to figure out somebody who is willing to crawl under the bed, duplicate your phone, install software, watch you through one eye, learn your password. You cannot guess this person. Their behavior only escalates. Stop trying to figure it out. That is where the abuser has you, trying to figure it out.
So what about my
And
computer?
they feel like you are doing exactly what they want you to do. And that is, it's okay, treat me like that.
As long as y'all understand, we had a
like that,
longer
I want that.
conversation. We had a
It's-
longer conversation about this silent abuse than we did the physical abuse. Point proven.
It's more than solid.
Sandra, amen to what you just said. Sandra know all about abuse. She got a PhD in it. You hear me?
I do that.
All
The
right, go
number
ahead,
one,
Yolanda.
the number one thing I wanted to say, Antonio, when you was talking about people being in marriage or whatever, and it's not physical, I've had to learn, and that's why I said tolerance is like that thing on my, like that's my that shadow work I have to do, because everything Tempest said along with Adrian was like hitting me in my face.
That's this whole
And
month.
that's because of the abuse that I've been through, that not only was physical, but the ones that play with your mind, the ones that had that control. So anybody who thinks that that control and mind manipulation thing is not abuse, you're wrong. It's abuse. All of it is, and it has to be fixed. You have to stand your ground. And sometimes tolerance is my problem, because I tolerate it. That means, oh, okay, she doesn't mind to be treated this way or whatever. Like, this is okay. So it's different levels to that. And that's
It's
why
so many different levels to this, Yolanda. You
It
just
is.
blessed everybody, because Katrina wisely said, this is why the support group is for you. But Antonio knows how to be an abuser. And as soon as Katrina goes to the support group, I am going to tell Katrina, I'm going to take these damn kids, because you at that support group and you aren't home. And see, I don't want to fool with me. I'm going to take these kids. I'm going to prove to the judge you spend more time away from these kids than you are at the kids. And since you was a good woman, help me somebody, and you ain't got no job.
Mine was kidnapped.
Because you was supporting me. Because you was supporting me and you ain't got no job. I'm going to win that case, and I'm going to threaten you and kill you every chance I get about winning that case. Is there a woman out here who understands you've heard this before or know somebody who said it? Come on now. Say something.
Ain't no doubt. I'm telling you, mine was kidnapped. And then brought my kids in the courtroom and told the judge, she can't take care of them. Because I was taking care of her. I'm the one with the business.
Right. No, you're right. Everything
And
Katrina
I
said
stood
is
up
right.
and I said, you cannot give the abuser my children. That doesn't make sense. Why would you even take them from me? Why would you steal my children?
So just
Because that's what you can't accept that.
No, I got you.
Nothing but hate.
I got you. Talisha, then Frida,
have
and
you
we out.
created a escape plan?
Well, let me be quiet first. Have you created an escape plan, Talisha?
And no, it's not working for me. What I'm trying to do ain't working for me.
Let me just.
Wait, Antonio, before
Yes.
Sandra said something that
She always say wild stuff. That's what she do.
oh my goodness. Go ahead, Antonio. I can't even remember.
You when you remember it, you're more than welcome. You just go right after Frida, but that's we'll just cut off there.
One
But you're good.
sentence for you. May I please? I just want to say this. One sentence for you. Choose you. And because you don't know you, this is why you're stuck. You have to find out who you are to you. The value is in your gut. It is in you. No one can tell you how valuable you are like you can tell you how valuable you are. You have to mean something more to this world in your own eyes. Because without that, the world will tell you what they want you to mean to them. And with that, you have to be able to come out and see you, meet you.
No doubt.
That's
doubt.
all.
No, it's good. Can we all agree? Up, down, left, right, yin, yang, white, black, sun, moon. Can we agree there's some sort of duality? So if I am this good, it is safe to say I am also this bad. Is that fair? I'm looking at, I escaped while I was at work.
And Tony, can I add to that?
Yes, ma'am.
What she said, what you're reading right now. Katrina's thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's cameras all around the house, and he has
That's what I was thinking. Thank you. Okay.
And he has it on his phone, so he knows when I'm coming.
I'm trying to wait. Because I'm trying to get y'all to see. If I'm this good, I'm that bad. Let me tell you something. Katrina, you wouldn't escape me. You out your damn mind if you think for 1 second. Yolanda, if you think for 1 second, you're going to. If you think for 1 second that I won't super control y'all, you out your damn mind. You are not paying attention to my wisdom. I am equally wicked as I am wise. There is no way you are about to outsmart me and get away with it. First off, I got money. That means I'm going to put you through hell through the court system. Then I'm going to file child support on you, woman. Now I got the court on my side. I'm going to cut you off from all your escape plan my ass. You ain't going to have no plan. You better not say any word with the letter E in it. It is not easy to escape trauma or get out of abuse. Would be no such thing as PTSD if that was the case. I am all out. I might as well levitate to this damn car, and I still got PTSD. I see a therapist, and I'm your therapist. There's under no circumstances that anything y'all saying or I will say it's gonna work. There's nothing you're gonna say and nothing I'm gonna say that's going to work, because if it worked, it wouldn't exist. You do not get out of hell doing stuff. You die to get out of hell. You die to get out of an abusive relationship. And if you are not, I started the call this way, willing to drown for yourself. Yeah, this is all set up. I set up the whole call. If you are not willing to die to who you are, Paul said, what can you got to die to the flesh daily? Talisha, everybody else in abusive relationships, that's your flesh that you ain't died to. Ain't no damn words helping you. Ain't no plan, ain't no call, ain't no friend, ain't no nothing. Until you stop being you, your ass ain't getting out of what you in. But here's the deal, Tawala. All you know is you. So if you stop being you, you don't know yourself no more. They call that a crisis. And people kill themselves when they don't know who they are. This ain't no conversation. This is a life and death matter. When all you know is you, how the hell you stop being you? And there's only one way. Die and offend people for dying. I'm not saying y'all wrong. Everything you're saying is right. But all you abuse victims, your ass was a victim before you left. Couldn't nobody tell you nothing. My first wife was the best thing since the best thing. She was terrible for me. Couldn't tell me a damn thing. She was fine and she loved me. That's all I needed. See, y'all don't want to fool with me. Y'all want to fool with me. She validated my low self-esteem. Come on, help me out.
Watch it.
I was lucky to have her in my life. Come on, help me out, Tempest. And she abused. I couldn't even walk in my living room because Trey Nace, if I'm lying, I can't make this up. I couldn't even walk into my living room. I had to sit in the hallway or in the in her son room with even my son, or in the bedroom on the bed, because she didn't like the lines that she vacuumed in the carpet to go away. You can't make that up, man. Y'all don't understand. You got to go through this to understand what I'm saying. I was so abused, Yolanda, I had to pretend I couldn't cook because she wanted to be the best cook in the house, Trey Nace. I'm not bullshitting with you. Y'all think, you think only women got abusive relationships?
I told you I met my boy. We met at the park every day to talk about what we went through.
She used my Christianity against me, Ken.
Oh my gosh, that is when somebody somebody else said that. The God Tempest said that.
I'm just trying to keep it real with you, Grace, man. I'm just trying to let y'all know. I know all about abuse because I've been both of them. I know how to dog.
What I've been trying to tell you.
That's
what I've been trying to tell you,
he said
man.
that last week.
It ain't just women. But let me add something on to that real quick.
Man, you ain't bothered me.
I met Bishop. In Chicago. We got one of the biggest.
Freedom. As soon as he's done, you next no matter what. As soon as he's done.
Bishop Don Juan. I asked him one day, because I knew him, he lived right down the street from me. I asked him one day, I said, Bishop, I said, man, how do you do that with the women? How do y'all get women to do all this, and this, and this? I remember he looked at me, he said, well, mine, he said, let me tell you, mine. He said, and he kind of talked like that. He said, well, man, once you get in their mind, he said, it's pretty much over with. Once you get in their mind, you can get them to do whatever you want them to do. And that's what he told me. And years later, after I got married, and hey, remember you heard me say, I never let a woman get in my head like that again because I lost my identity.
Come on, man.
I forgot who the hell I was.
Come on, man.
I did everything. Nothing for me mattered. I worshiped her. I put her on a pedestal next to God.
That's what I did. No, she was God. You better than me.
I mean, God. I love that woman that much. And this is the same woman that said to me a few months ago, yeah, you need to come on down here where I'm at because I'm the only woman you ever known. Well, yeah, that would have worked had I not grown up. I done grew up now. And I'm talking 38 years of marriage. I'm one court date away from it finally being over.
Damn.
And I'll tell you what, do I still love her? You damn right I do.
Well, you've been knowing her for 63% of your life.
Yeah.
How you have an escape plan or something Antonio
2 years
said
out of high
that.
school.
There's nothing
just
Antonio
2 years out of high school.
63% of that. Yeah.
2 years out of high school. And now I'm finally, I'm finally feeling free. And the thing is with abuse, I sat down and watched my mother. My mother, was married to my stepfather and we got beat the hell out of, man, fighting and all that stuff with this dude. I watched him kill his mistress in our front yard and everything. I mean, we went through the gamut, and my mom, all that abuse, man, my mom never found love again after that. She never found love. My mom died without love, but she was still dating cats, still and taking care of my stepfather at the same time. He's in the house. She's bringing dudes, that she was dating, and I'm like, Mom, what kind of nonsense is this? But that the dysfunction was passed on to the next generation, and that came in the form of me. And I repeated that cycle. I repeated that cycle because then I was looking for love that I never could get. And I kept going to all the wrong
looking
people.
for a mother that I never had.
Exactly.
So I picked a woman
Exactly.
who would treat me like a mother instead of a man.
Exactly. And in the process of doing that, like I said, I lost my identity and I finally got it back, and it's hard for anybody to get close to me because I'm always guarded, because whereas the saying go, of all things, be in control of thy mind, not thy mind in control of you. And that's a fact, because once you say enough, that's the thing. Everything is a choice. Everything, whether we like somebody, is a choice. Whether we hate somebody, is a choice. Whether we take abuse, is a choice. Whether we feel like shit, is a choice. You as happy as you decide to be. Everything you do and say is a damn choice. So if you suffer, it's because you made a choice to suffer.
That's true.
You made a choice to suffer. But until you say enough, when you say enough, that's when the universe conspires to change your life. The moment you say enough, the moment you say enough, all you got to do is choose. That's all you got to do is choose. Make a choice. As Michael Jackson say, make that change. The man in the mirror. I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna be real good. Gonna make a difference. Gonna make it right. That's what you say. What you think he was saying?
No, that's right. That's right.
That's what he was saying. The woman and the man in the mirror. Look, make that change. It's all a choice. It's up to you. Everything in your life is a choice.
That's right. That's absolutely right. Be like Tempest. When you make that choice, there ain't no fucking discussion. That's a notification. And she didn't notify me.
Love, bro. That was
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, let's get us to love. Everything he said.
Yeah,
Everything he said.
Jesus.
It ain't just
Yeah,
you women
everything.
You women think y'all not abusers. Y'all out y'all mind. We just be letting y'all make it. We just be letting y'all make it. You women are rough. Tempest didn't come to me and Jerome say, do you mind if I go live my dreams? Tempest, before she ever notified me, she did it anyway. So when you say enough, then you ain't gotta say it out loud. When you really mean enough, Tracy, this is not up for discussion.
That's why I left in that U-Haul that morning and
understand.
never went.
You understand. Come on, Frida. Come on. Get you, and then I'm finna close this out. And I'm gonna need Phil to give his statement he do that he always do that I need him to say again. Go ahead, Frida. Take your time.
Yeah, I will say that control comes in so many different forms. And we are doing this show that says I'm sick of this shit. And so when it comes down to
That's a good show too.
yes, when it comes down to being tolerant, I'm sick of that shit. I used to be very assertive in my young age, but then I quietened down because it was not acceptable. It bothered some people. So what I did was I kind of shut up and I got quiet and I just started tolerating things. But when I started tolerating things, I realized that I lost myself. Like, now who am I? I have become this person that someone wanted me to be, but it wasn't who I was and it wasn't who I wanted to be. And it's not who I will continue to be because I'm sick of that shit. And I ain't tolerating nothing no more. If I don't want to tolerate it, I on down to a damn cigarette lighter. Give me my shit back here. That's mine. Give it back to me. So now I'm speaking whatever I feel. I don't care whether it bother you. I don't care how you feel about it. I don't care whether it's right. I don't care whether it's wrong. But if it comes up in my mind and this is what I'm feeling, then give me my shit back. You know. And so I'm sick of that tolerating now. I'm not tolerating anything anymore. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do me. Even like Queen Chi was talking about her, her friend. I have friends that, don't understand or don't know what you're doing. I don't care. I don't care. I have, you all know that I have a friend.
But you in that same coach Aquita in.
Yeah. Yes, exactly right. I am.
I'm in the coach too. I'm in the coach too. They got about
Me
3 or
too.
4 times to say some shit about the ATS though. Then they'll see. I dip off very quick. So she must be a real close friend. Look, she's a real close friend.
Yeah,
But
you
every
you
time,
always
and,
in those meetings. You
and
always
you damn right.
you
So
damn
I'll
right.
talk to you when I'm not in the meeting.
That's it. That's it.
Shit. But like it's
Exactly how
ironic
it
that you
goes around
call.
here.
It's ironic that every time we start the meeting, 20 minutes in, my phone ring. You probably really need to listen to Antonio because he's probably really saying something to you, and you really probably drawn to it. But I'm not gonna do it to you like that. But I'll call you when we done.
That's well, maybe I will, and maybe I won't. The hell
I
with
forgot. And then we had like 20 minutes in there, and then we had to get on another call. My bad.
Keep
That's
going,
it.
Frida. Keep going. Okay, you said that's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's
Look,
it. I'm tired of putting other people before I put myself. I'm tired of being the nice one. I'm tired of tolerating and not loving myself to the fullest. And so now I am going to work on those things and no more tolerating for the sake of other people. So yeah, I'm done.
no, you
And you know the bad thing about that, Frida, don't you have to find you got to find the excuses for the tolerance.
Yes.
Nobody got time for that.
See.
No.
See, I'm about
You
to
mean more. That means that you're putting yourself. That's one of the things. That's one of the things that God gave me. One of the first things He gave me. People have been saying that I is not acceptable because that makes you selfish. That makes you look at you more than you look at the other person. But what God told me, this is what He told me. How is it that I would give to you, I am that I am, and then ask you not to say I, when you are supposed to be the image of me? So how can you not be I? And how can you not figure out what the I is in you? Because I am that I am. And you're supposed to be the image of me, which makes you the I am that I am of the great I am. So in me is I. So I is imminent of who I am. And you're supposed to portray that. So if you don't know you, how can you know I? I is necessary. And I doesn't have to be tolerated because I am that I am. I'm just saying.
I didn't bother you. Okay, I'm finna end this because I never want y'all to
Can I
get
say
burnt
something
out.
real quick?
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna
Okay.
let it.
So tonight was my youngest son's very first baseball practice ever. The first time he's so but I told my husband as soon as they said it was scheduled on Thursday nights, I said, listen, we're gonna have to take 2 cars because I'm leaving at 7 because the practice wasn't gonna be over till like 7:30 or 7:45. I said, and because I'm not gonna miss this meeting. And does it pull at my heart and make me feel super guilty? Of course it does, because I left him at his first practice. But I got to see him bat. I got to see him do most of the stuff. And his dad was there. So he wasn't left by himself. But I've gotten to that point where if I do not take care of me,
All right,
I'm not gonna be there to take care of the boys.
I ain't got
So,
nothing else to say no more. You did well.
I mean, that's where it came. It's like, look, I have to do this for me. And if I don't put myself first, then there is no way these kids are gonna know how to put themselves first when they get older. I said, and if I'm not happy, ain't nobody in the house happy. I know how that goes. So, yep, I was very proud of myself for telling him, look, it's non-negotiable. You're going to have to be there and you're going to have to take over at this point because I'm going to have to leave. Luckily, believe it or not, he didn't push back on it, which I was kind of surprised. But, and I've told, because he works for my dad, I told my dad, Thursdays, you've got to make sure that he's off in time to get to the ball field before 7 o'clock because I cannot be there past 7. I have to have time to get home and get on the computer. So like, I'm like all nasty and sweaty, but I don't care. I'm here. That's all that matters. And I was like, so I did something for me and I'm very proud that I did something for me.
I know y'all gonna clap for that. I'm just saying, y'all know y'all gonna clap for that.
Right.
Yeah, I know
And
y'all
you
gonna
will do
clap
it
for
like
that.
that every day. And you gonna still make the game.
So I'm going to wrap this up. I'll pull up an article. I'm going to show a few things. Phil's going to do a quote. And then I'm going to, do a quote. Yeah. And then he going to know exactly what the quote is. So let's see what I do. And then I'm going to show a small video. And then we're out. It should take 5 to 7 minutes. Just check this out. Firstly, did y'all clap for Amanda?
Yes.
If she was a man, she wouldn't even have that damn problem. I'd miss all my kids' stuff. This is what it is. Somebody gotta miss it. Somebody gotta miss it. Or the damn water ain't gonna be on by the time you get back. So, somebody gotta miss it, or the water's gonna be off. You understand? Mosquitoes. Look, he already know what I'm Phil already know what I'm talking about. All right. Mosquitoes. 40% of the world. Mosquitoes put 40% of the world at danger for this disease. It just means broken bones. Don't worry about it. Just know I'm finna tell you that some folk make you feel like you got broken bones. Mosquitoes spread yellow fever throughout the whole world, and yellow fever is near incurable. You catch that, it's over for you, son. I got the vaccine, and the lady told me, she said a whole bunch of stuff filled before that, and then 30 minutes in, she was like, so you need to take these pills before you go to Africa, because if you catch yellow fever, you're gonna die. There's no cure for it. I said, why the hell you ain't start off with that? Like, that's exactly what I said. Like, your presentation is messed up, lady. Like, you need to start with that. I would have listened to you a whole lot differently than what I did.
You buried the lead.
Yeah, you were out of line. You were out of line. You don't make no sense. Mosquitoes are behind outbreaks that lead to agonizing pain. No, just keep on going. Mosquitoes scoff at national borders. So I want you to think about this as boundaries. In case you haven't figured it out yet, let's change mosquitoes to abusers. Help me, somebody. People who force you to be tolerant make you feel like you got broken bones. Do you get it now? People who make you tolerant have a whole international crisis over your life. People who make you feel tolerant put you in agonizing pain. People who make you tolerant don't respect your boundaries. Do I need to keep going? All right, so just long as you know it's 11 of these, I can just go to a random one. People who make you tolerant spread fatal diseases to your children and your legacy. I can keep going on and on, because if you are with someone who is tolerant, they are a bloodsucker in your life. Phil, can you tell us about the little things that quote you do, please?
Well, I asked my audiences, how many of you ever been bitten by an elephant? Nobody raises their hands. How about a lion? Nobody raises their hand. Okay, who's been bitten by a dog? Oh, a lot of hands go up. Hey, how about a cat? Oh, a lot of hands go up. How about a spider? How about a mosquito? Everybody raise their hands. I say, see, it's the little things that get you. But let me do something else, Antonio.
Please.
What we're talking here tonight is the difference between self-image and self-esteem. Self-image is what you think other people think of you. Self-esteem is what you think of yourself. And ladies and gentlemen, most people don't think about you as much as you think they think about you. I've given what I'm going to say out to every one of my speeches since I was maybe 28 years old. So this has gone out to thousands of people. I make sure this was every one of my seminars. And one day a teacher said, Phil, you know that Celebrate You gave out? He said, yeah. Well, I gave it to another teacher. She gave it to her student. And then one student went to college. And instead of putting it in her dorm room, she put it outside of her dorm room. One day there was a knock on the door. She opened the door and there's a young boy there crying. And she said, what's wrong? He said, I was really getting ready to get into my car and run it into a tree. But after reading this, I realized how dumb that is. That dumb that would have been. It's called Celebrate You. You are worth celebrating. You are worth celebrating. You are unique. In all the world, there's only one you. There's only one person with your talents, with your experience, with your gifts. No one can take your place. Only one of you is created, unique in your own way. You have an immense potential to love, to care, to create, to grow, to sacrifice. If you believe in yourself, it doesn't matter your age or your color or whether your parents loved you or not. Maybe they wanted to love you, but they didn't know how. Let that go. That belongs in the past. You belong to the now. It doesn't matter what you've been, the wrong you've done, the mistakes you've made, the people you've hurt, you're forgiven, you're accepted, you're okay. Celebrate you. Begin now. Give yourself a new birth today. You're you, and that's all you need to be. You're temporary. You're here today and maybe gone tomorrow, but today can be that new beginning, that new thing, a new life. This is the miracle of being. So celebrate the miracle and celebrate you.
Come on, y'all clap for that.
Woo.
Can I go have my dinner now?
Yes, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. We out of here. I'm just gonna play this one little video. It's like 30 seconds long, and then I'm gonna give a 2-minute closing statement. Just this one video. Yeah, 1 minute. I'm ready to go home. I gotta pee and everything. Hello. Y'all check this out. This is
Strap up. This might sting a little bit. We can recognize your brokenness from a mile away. And we make a conscious decision as to whether or not we're going to be with you on any level more than sexual. Because secretly, we're tired of being made the blame for your shortcomings and the decisions you decide to make. Will we still entertain you? Yes. But will we do so knowing this will never go anywhere? Also yes. What are you saying, preacher? Most men of a certain caliber and maturity have a very high level of emotional intelligence. But that's just not something we want you guys to be privy to. Just thought you should know.
Okay, that's the video. Watch this here. I'm going to show you the psychological science of what he's talking about. Watch this here. Women date. I know the word, but don't worry about it if I say the word. Women date up. There's a whole word for it. Hypergamy. All right, who said that? Who knew the word? Trinace. All right, then. Since the beginning of time, hypergamy. Listen to me. Give me 90 seconds, Grace. Give me 90 seconds. Listen to me very well. Hypergamy, we so tired of this. We're so tired of being blamed for why you didn't do well, why the house don't have this, and why that don't have that, and why you not living your dreams, and why the church ain't making no money, and all that stuff y'all talk about. To the point that we get tired of it as soon as we hit puberty. So we then unfairly look for women who are broken so we can control that hypergamy. I'm not telling you it's fair. What I'm telling you is we look and we say, I know you gonna blame me anyway. Even if this relationship, there are people on this call, there are people I've been with, there are people I know that you have nothing but good things to say about me, and you still treat me like dirt. And so we pick broken people. We pick broken people because we understand you're gonna blame me anyway. Might as well set my expectations for you before you ever open your mouth. Now you don't have
biblical.
You don't have to like that. My 90 seconds is ending. You don't have to like that. But here are my closing thoughts to that. We are determining, male or female, before we talk, how we are going to treat you according to your level of tolerance. Yeah, now it makes sense now, don't it? I don't sound like a male chauvinistic pig anymore, huh? We are looking at your brokenness and saying, yeah, well, she's going to tolerate this, and I'm tired of tolerating this, so this is all Antonio is going to get out of me. So take this text message. You ain't never getting this phone call. What you allow continues. What you tolerate becomes your attraction. Your attraction becomes your destiny. And all of us die in our destinies. Grace has a friend that says, you're born looking like your parents. Grace, finish the rest.
You die looking like your choices.
Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can plant better. You can dominate. Thank you so much, everybody. We're still in Shadow Week. 2 more weeks of this pain.
Oh,
we will
shit.
see you next.
I love y'all, but I don't like y'all.
Love you, everybody.
You know there's such thing as demon shadows.
Lord have
so
mercy.
we
I
not
ain't
gonna start
playing
another
with
class.
I can't.
I just had to throw it in there.
That's it. Trey Dason, her comment. All right, everybody.